Karen Bardsley and Vicky Sparks for now. Thank you very much for listeners on Sports Extra. Commentary of Scotland against England is on right now. Kick-off just over 5 minutes away.
Thank you very much, Kelly. And welcome to those of you staying with us here on Sports Extra. As the players enter the field here at Hampden Park, it is must win for England tonight. Otherwise, Team GB's Olympic dream will be over. Scotland are playing for pride. They're playing for passion. They've already been relegated from this group. But still, this is the rivalry between Scotland and England. It means so much. Here are the national anthems. National team, all the fans inside this stadium, which I would say is around half full. The stands around us are absolutely packed, and Pedro Martinez Losa as well, the Scotland women's manager, Spanish himself, but singing along with gusto. Do you get the sense, Karen Bardsley, that the Scotland women's side and their manager have been intensely irritated by questions over what this means to them from a Team GB perspective?
I don't doubt it at all. I mean, I'll be honest, I was pretty irritated by those comments as well. I think questioning the integrity of any sort of elite competition or an elite athlete, it was pretty disappointing to hear about. But yeah, you could see the fervor and the fight, in the way that the Scotland manager and the Scotland team were obviously singing the anthem. And I'll be honest, it's a powerful one.
Absolutely. So, let's take you through the team news, and then we will talk about what this means for Olympic qualification, because it is huge. It's a massive tournament in the women's game. Scotland, in terms of what is going on in League A, on paper, there's nothing to play for in terms of results. They're already relegated from this league, but of course, nothing comes down to paper when you have Scotland against England in any sport. But we'll take you through the team news and then run through the permutations. Once again, it won't be the first time we're doing that this evening here on 5 Sports Extra. So, Scotland have their long-term number one Lee Gibson regaining her place ahead of the former England international Sandy McKeever. Now, McKeever switched allegiance in October and had started the last 2 games for Scotland, but Gibson is back in. Emma McCandy returns from injury, with Kirsty Hanson and Rachel McLaughlin also coming in. Martha Thomas, Fiona Brown and Kirsty McLean, the other players, dropping to the bench. Huge boost for England. Beth Mead making her first start for her country in over a year after recovering from her ACL injury. The player of the tournament, the Golden Boot winner, as England won the Euros just under a year and a half ago. She is in for Chloe Kelly, and Esme Morgan replaces Jess Carter, who struggled on Friday against the pace of the Netherlands. England with that comeback victory against the Dutch. 2-0 they trailed at half-time at Wembley. They won in the last minute, indeed the first minute of added time, the goal from Ella Toone. 3-2 victory, which keeps Olympic qualification for Team GB alive this evening. England must win. That's the bottom line. If the Netherlands drop points against Belgium, a win will be enough by any scoreline for England to win the group and then go through to the Nations League finals, where they need to do more. It wouldn't be confirmed tonight Olympic qualification, but it would at least keep that dream alive. If the Netherlands beat Belgium, England must win by 3 more goals than the Netherlands do. That means they'd almost certainly win the group on goals scored and potentially goal difference if they get a big enough win. As the players take the knee at the start of this match, the message against racism still clear. So England playing in their white shirts, their dark shorts and their white socks. Scotland all in navy blue as we get underway here at Hampden. And England's boss Serena Wiegman, Karen Bardsley, saying that she hopes her side go wild from the first minute. The aim is very clear for them, isn't it? Firstly to win, but they know they need to try and score as many goals as possible and assume that the Netherlands will beat Belgium in the other game.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I'd certainly love to see a wild performance from this England side.
And they're coming forward early doors. Here is Lauren James, well challenged at the back by Rachel McLaughlin. And England pick up possession once more. Here is James approaching the penalty area, plays it to Niamh Charles. It's cleared away once more. Out of play for an England throw, but the pattern is set early on, Karen Bardsley.
It certainly is, and it's more of what we saw against the Dutch on Friday night. Really focusing on possession, creating these wide triangles in the wide spaces, and just kind of really dominating and controlling the opponent.
So England coming forward once more. Here is Georgia Stanway up to Lucy Bronze. Down the right hand side she goes. Good sliding challenge by Nicola Doherty over on that far side and clears up towards halfway. Say good challenge. Doherty's been penalised there for that challenge on Georgia Stanway. So England have the free kick over on the far side, but already we talk about the tone being set for England in terms of attacking. The tone is set for Scotland as well in terms of fire, in terms of passion with which they're going to play this game. No one they will have questioning them in terms of the attitude, the application, even though it affects Team GB. This for Scotland is purely and solely about Scotland tonight in terms of their attitude. And
it should be. I genuinely don't expect anything different. This is a massive rivalry. It's been going on since the 70s, and it's a huge moment for Scotland to kind of put the naysayers to bed.
So early set piece for England over on the far side inside the opening 2 minutes, swung into the penalty area. Stanway making the run, too much on it, and the ball is behind for a Scotland goal kick.
Oh, that's disappointing. I thought Lucy Bronze would have been close enough there. It was a good delivery in from Alex Greenwood, bending in towards that far post, and I think it just looked like there was a bit of miscommunication towards that back post from Lucy Bronze.
So Scotland in possession with Emma McCandy. You might know her as Emma Mitchell if you followed the women's game for a long time, as the ball goes out of play. Good defending by McCandy for another Scotland goal kick, and we can take you through the lineup. So Scotland with Lee Gibson in goal. The back four of the captain, Rachel Coulsey, who said it was absolutely outrageous, so disrespectful for anybody to question Scotland's integrity coming into this game. Jenna Clark of Liverpool, Emma McCandy, who plays in the Women's Championship for London City Lionesses, and Nicola Doherty of Rangers complete the back four. Now the Rangers player, Rachel McLaughlin, in midfield alongside Sam Kerr. Not that Sam Kerr, Scotland's Samantha Mary Kerr, who's a teammate of Georgia Stanway at Bayern Munich, and Chelsea's Erin Cuthbert. Behind Lisa Evans, Kirsty Hansen and Claire Emsley up front as Scotland try and break into the penalty area. Cleared away by Mary Earps. Lucy Bronze on the edge of the box will help it up towards the halfway line, and Scotland have committed the foul on the edge of the box over on that far side, and Hampden Park rings with boos as England win the set piece.
Yeah, you could see that, from when the last time Scotland faced England, that they really tried to find that left-sided half space in between Alex Greenwood and Niamh Charles, and again, that little direct ball into Claire Emsley was very, very dangerous, but I think Esme Morgan dealt with it pretty well. Looked like she got the head start and looked pretty confident going back to Mary Earps.
Lucy Bronze playing the ball forward. Here is Lauren Hemp, picks it up over on the right hand side, and nicely worked by England now into the penalty area, but the flag is up against Beth Mead, who'd fed Kirby But flag up on the far side. We have no VAR. We don't have goal line technology tonight either. That's at the discretion of the host nations and not in use at Hampden Park. As Scotland have a free kick inside their own penalty area. 0-0, 4 minutes played. England with Mary Earps in goal. The back four of Lucy Bronze, Esme Morgan, Alex Greenwood and Niamh Charles. Ahead of them it's Georgia Stanway and Ciara Walsh, with Beth Mead, Fran Kirby and Lauren James supporting Lauren Hemp up top as Scotland give the ball away. Ball into the penalty area and Gibson is out very quickly to claim ahead of Georgia Stanway. Scotland almost playing themselves into trouble at the back there, Karen.
Yeah, a little bit lackadaisical, maybe a bit too slow to play out, but it was well read. And I think this is fantastic awareness from Lauren James to recognize the space early on. But unfortunately, Lee Gibson was there before anyone else could, so good starting position from her.
Here comes Scotland down the right-hand side. Esme Morgan will get there and play the ball all the way back to Mary Earps, who clears long up towards the halfway line. And Erin Cuthbert will pick it up for Scotland once more. Cuthbert probably the player most likely to be part of that Team GB squad should England, as the nominated home nation, keep those qualification hopes alive by winning their Nations League group this evening. They need to win here to do so. If the Netherlands beat Belgium, England need to win big. Here goes McLaughlin down the right-hand side, well covered by Alex Greenwood down by the corner flag. And McLaughlin can't prevent that ball going out for an England throw deep in England territory. Erin Cuthbert already marshalling her Chelsea teammate Fran Kirby as England look to advance from the throw. She was a potential concern for Scotland after picking up a little blow to the face in their draw with Belgium, but huge player for Scotland to have starting as England work it out to the right hand side. Here is Lucy Bronze, plays the ball forward looking for Lauren Hemp. She won't reach it, but Kirby will. Kirby sends it forward to Hemp once more. Rachel Corsey, the Scotland captain, out to the edge of the area, but Hemp tries to find Kirby, who's well dispossessed down on the byline. Clearance falls to Niamh Charles. Scotland get a foot in and Corsey thumps up towards halfway. And Esme Morgan will pick the ball back up. You called it in the taxi on the way here, Karen. You said Esme Morgan. I think she might be in for Jess Carter, and you're right.
In the taxi? I was driving.
Oh, you were the taxi. Niamh Charles swings the ball into the penalty area, and it's cleared away by Nicola Doherty for Scotland at the back. Out of play. It's been a long day, Karen. I've been doing a lot of maths in my hotel room, checking, cross-checking.
Oh, bless your heart. But that's why you're so good, Vix. But yeah, listen, I mean, I'm enjoying this game already. You're starting to see, a lot of good things that were happening on Friday night still happening. I think I'm impressed so far with Fran Kirby, who's linking up the play really nicely. Yeah, they're having to really manage her fitness, Fran Kirby, but she has played in every game for Chelsea so far this season, and to have her on the pitch once again, England will be hoping that she can provide that creative link-up play, as can this woman, Lauren James, coming forward midway through the Scotland half, just overran it there, and it's intercepted at the back by Liverpool's Jenna Clark, cleared over the halfway line for Scotland. Alex Greenwood picks it up once more and plays it all the way back to Mary Earps, and it's going to be potentially a different sort of challenge for Earps again than it was against the Netherlands, of course making that error for the second Lynette Berenstein goal. But England are pushing forward. They're trying to score at least 4 really to give themselves the best chance if the Netherlands beat Belgium. But Scotland on the counter are going to be dangerous, and they're coming down the left hand side now. Here is Erin Cuthbert, cleared away by Lucy Bronze. But it's one of those games as a goalkeeper, isn't it, Karen, where you just have to keep your concentration, because you might go long spells without being called into action, but when you are, it's potentially going to be a key breakaway moment. Yeah, it's crucial, and we've seen a reoccurring theme with this England squad in this Nation League campaign about those transitional moments, and I'll let you take it from here. Here goes Cuthbert down the left-hand side, well defended at the back though by England, playing the ball off Kirsty Hansen, the Aston Villa forward, and behind for an England goal kick, 0-0. But as you say, her role tonight will be continuing to organise the defence, making sure that the counter attacks are nullified. But again, what we see here is just contributing to the build-up play, just remaining calm. And one thing we know Mary Earps is very, very good at is her communication. Here come England, just inside the Scotland half. It is goalless, 8 minutes played, also goalless between the Netherlands and Belgium. As Lauren Hemp comes down the left-hand side, approaching the penalty area for England. Niamh Charles arriving on the overlap, but Hemp will pull it back to James instead, who drives. Oh, it's not too far away. Just over the bar from the edge of the area by Lauren James, and it got a deflection on the way through. It will be an England corner. I was surprised that initial ball was allowed to go on, because it looked to me like Lauren Hemp was in an offside position, but ultimately not. And Lauren James getting another really good opportunity in front of goal, but again, we saw this on Friday night, just needs to be a little bit more clinical.
So England with this corner to be taken from this near side. Alex Greenwood is, now here we see the gamesmanship perhaps already. She's waiting for the ball for quite a long time there, Alex Greenwood, and gestures towards the ball boy behind that goal away to our left. Now Greenwood's preparing to take this corner. England have a player over on this near side receiving treatment as Greenwood swings the ball in, not quite cleared by Scotland. A couple of little ricochets laid off to Kirby, who tried to dink it in from 14 yards or so, and dinks it instead over the crossbar of Lee Gibson.
I think you can see what Fran Kirby was trying to do there. She's a nice little set ball from Niamh Charles at the edge of the area, or just inside the edge of the area, and I think she was just going for that little poke, like you said, but just maybe got a bit too much purchase on it.
Georgia Stanway it is who's come over to this near side. Doesn't look as though she's injured, whether she's had to change a bit of kit potentially. She's asking the fourth official if she can come back on, and now she does indeed come back on. As Scotland have the ball just outside their own penalty area. Out to the left-hand side they go, sent forward over the halfway line, looking for Angel City's Claire Emsley, former Manchester City player, and Everton as well. And Scotland work it nicely down that left-hand side. Doherty taking on her number 2 counterpart Lucy Bronze, plays it forward. Bronze makes a good interception, and England will bring it forward. Nice turn by Kira Walsh. She plays it forward once more to Beth Mead, but Mead has it taken off her toes by Emma Mitchell. Won't be kept in on the far side by West Ham's Lisa Evans for Scotland, and the ball goes out of play for a throw to England, which they take quickly over the halfway line, looking for the run of Lauren Hemp, who's trying to get in behind Jenna Clark. Clark does well, sticks a foot in and wins the corner, the throw I should say, as well. Hemp is furious about that over on the far side. Well, the assistant was a lot nearer than we were, Karen Bardsley, on the far side of the pitch over at Hampden, and she has decided that got a touch off Hemp, and the ball goes out of play for a Scotland throw. Just a word on the decision to keep Alessia Russo on the bench this evening, Karen, and start with Hemp through the centre again.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think obviously with Hempo's speed, Lauren Hemp's speed, like she'll be wanting to kind of continue to press that back line back and just kind of stretch the space for Fran Kirby and Lauren James to kind of just glide into, like we're used to seeing them, for Chelsea. And I think the impact that we saw as well from Alessia Russo off the bench is something that we're used to seeing, when she was playing in the Euros.
Here goes Lucy Bronze. Ball into the area is well blocked behind for an England corner. Georgia Stanway was getting her finger strapped up when she was getting a bit of treatment there on this near side, but it's moving absolutely fine out there, Stanway. England with this corner from the far side. 11.5 minutes played here on 5 Sports Extra. You can watch this match on BBC One as well. A must-win game for England to preserve Team GB's Olympic dream. Ball into the area looking for Alex Greenwood, and the ball is into the net. Perfect start for England inside the opening 12 minutes. Greenwood nods home. Nothing Gibson could do about it on the stretch. And England have the first of what may need to be many goals this evening here at Hampden. It's Scotland 0, England 1.
And it's a perfect delivery from Beth Mead from the corner. And Alex Green, my word, she is in acres of space. There's some questionable defending there from Jenna Clark, leaving Alex Greenwood unmarked, but it's a good finish, and it's exactly what England need to set them on their way. A nice early goal to calm those nerves.
Perfect starts for England. Now can they build on it? Here goes Lauren James down the left-hand side. Mead is through the centre. James once more. A reminder, it's still goalless between the Netherlands and Belgium as the ball is fizzed into the penalty area. Scotland gets something on it, but Lucy Bronze will pick it up once more. Swings it in right-footed. Oh, almost turned into a crot. The cross-come shot coined by Beth Mead that term. Over the bar it sails from Lucy Bronze, but not by much, Karen Bardsley.
No, it was really, really close. I don't think she was actually looking to go on target, Lucy Bronze. You could see that, again, Lauren James was drifting into that space towards the near post, but I'll be honest with you, Vix, I always preferred shots. I was never a fan of crot, if I'm being honest.
All right, you can have crot. No, Beth Mead can have crot. You can have shots. Why not? So, England lead here by a goal to 0. As things stand, first time you'll hear that phrase, and you'll hear it a lot this evening here on 5 Sports Extra, England are winning the group because the Netherlands are still goalless with Belgium. It's only if the Netherlands beat Belgium that England need to win by 3 more goals than the Dutch. If the Netherlands drop points, any win will do for England. Long way to go in both games. Had a 7:45 kick-off as well. We'll keep you right up to date here on Sports Extra. A reminder, you can watch this match on BBC One as well, as the ball is out to the left-hand side, picked up now centrally by Erin Cuthbert, slides it through, good run, Lisa Evans, she got saved by Lucy Bronze there. No penalty, says our referee from Romania, Alina Pescu, and England clear away. Shades of the Stadium of Light and Sunderland, Karen Bardsley, where you and I saw Millie Bright barging over Martha Thomas. Scotland felt they could have had a penalty there in the very first Nations League match of this campaign back in September. They didn't get it there, they didn't get it here. England over the halfway line. Karen's thoughts on that in a moment, and whether England have got away with one there. As Lauren Hink comes down the left-hand side, England leading by a goal to nil. Pulled back now to Niamh Charles, out to the left-hand side, and Hemp once more, easing away from Jenna Clark, gets it back from Kirby. Lovely back heel from Hemp, but Kirby wasn't quite there to receive it, and Clark will clear away. Brought down now by Kirsty Hansen. Free throw goes the way of England. Karen, haven't seen a replay yet, but what was your initial reaction to that penalty appeal? Lisa Evans going down under the push from Lucy Bronze.
I'll be honest, initial thoughts was that was a penalty. I think from this angle as well, from the television angle, it looks like she tried to pull up, and we see the replay, and there's just not quite enough in it for me. But in my first initial reaction was that's got to be a penalty. So well done to the referee for getting that one right, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. I think from where we are high in the stands, it did look as though Bronze had got more contact and used her arm with more force to push Lisa Evans in the back, but it's more of a coming together between their legs, and I think Karen's right. It's not one that's going to be overturned by VAR. Let's put it that way, as the offside flag goes up against Scott. Well, not tonight, because there is no VAR. As the offside flag goes up against Claire Emsley of Scotland. But, it's one of those, if it's not given on the pitch, I don't think were VAR
Indeed,
in action, then an official would overturn that. So Beth Meads can't keep it in on the far side, and Scotland come forward once more. It's been a decent response in terms of possession to England taking the lead, as the ball is cleared away by Niamh Charles, and Lauren James picks it up once more. In field now to Ciara Walsh. Long ball over the top is all the way through with Lee Gibson in bright pink this evening, the Scotland goalkeeper. And just a word on that decision as well, the call to bring in Gibson, formerly known as Lee Alexander, again, if you've been following Scotland women for a long time, but she's the established number one before Sandy McKeever switched allegiance from England, as Scotland win a throw on this near side. McKeever played the last two games, but big call by Pedro Martinez Losa to bring her back in for such a big game.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, when someone changes their allegiances to come straight into a team like she did, I think, was it back in October as well that you mentioned there, Vicky? I certainly wasn't expecting that, because you have to kind of earn the right, especially when there's a long-established number one, as you've alluded to. But I think the Scotland manager will be going with experience, and I think the last time these two teams faced each other as well, Lee Gibson had a very good game as well.
Yeah, it was a tight win for England at the Stadium of Light back in September, as Scotland win another throw midway through the England half, but they lead by a goal to nil here. As things stand, with the Netherlands still goalless with Belgium at home, England would be winning the Nations League group and keeping alive Team GB's Olympic dream. Here is Rachel Corsie, the Scotland captain, goes all the way back to Lee Gibson. And the Scotland goalkeeper will spray the ball out to the left-hand side, as their manager Pedro Martinez Losa, the former Arsenal boss, watches on. Said he was pretty confident that they could put England in difficulties this evening. Broke a barrier, he said, in terms of confidence with that second half display in particular, in that defeat in Sunderland in September by 2-1. Hit the bar as well, as we said, could have had that penalty. As Fran Kirby picks it up for England, 25 yards out, lays it off to Ciara Walsh. Very narrow at the moment, very congested, as Lucy Bronze works it out now to the right-hand side, edge of the penalty area. Beth Mead is up against Emma McCandy, tries to squeeze it into Georgia Stanway, but Scotland will clear away, and Lisa Evans, tussling again with Lucy Bronze, will play it forward, brought down by Kirsty Hansen, skipping away from the white shirts. Remember, she brought down pretty strongly, yes she was there. And that's a free kick to Scotland just inside the England half. Well, Beth Mead sliding in there on Kirsty Hansen. Mead making her first England start in over a year after making her comeback as a substitute in the dramatic victory over the Netherlands. And perhaps Beth Mead is the player to show Scotland that it's not just Scottish players that can fly in with a few tackles.
Yeah, she's certainly got a physical presence about her, Beth Mead, and I think maybe that's something that has been lacking while she's been out injured. But I think Kirsty Hansen, she's been a real standout for me in this Nations League campaign, particularly against England in Sunderland the last time I saw them play. And you could just see she just skips around 3 or 4 England players to get out of pressure, and I think Beth recognised that she's potentially the danger for the Scotland side.
So Lauren James plays the ball back inside the centre circle. Here is Niamh Charles. England leading Scotland by a 1-0 here on 5 Sports Extra. And reminder, you can watch this match on BBC One as well, as Lucy Bronze plays the ball into the area. It's over the head of Lauren James and goes behind for a goal kick to Scotland. So 20 minutes played. God, that's flown. That's absolutely flown, Karen Bardsley. England lead by a 1-0. How would you assess their performance so far?
I think, to be honest, it's been a pretty steady performance. I think we've seen a few untidy balls from Ciara Walsh, which we're not necessarily used to seeing. But the options are there. I'm half expecting, Vicky, that this second half that we're going to go into, we'll see a more aggressive Scotland side. So I don't know if they're lulling England into a false sense of security in this first half. But, I think England have had more time on the ball, and they certainly look more confident than they did in the first half on Friday.
Here is Erin Cuthbert, plays it out to the left-hand side, and Emma McCandy, but Lucy Bronze should read that ball and does, gets there just ahead of Claire Emsley and Ciara Walsh. Lovely ball from Fran Kirby, cut out before it can reach Lauren Hemp. Otherwise, Hemp was in there. Very good defending by Liverpool's Jenna Clark, who's had a great season with Liverpool, has earned her place back in the Scotland squad as Alex Greenwood, scorer of England's goal, sends it all the way back to Mary Earps inside the England penalty area. So England leading by a 1-0, still goalless between the Netherlands and Belgium. As it stands, England are winning the Nations League group. But it's one of those, Karen Bardsley, that if the Netherlands were to take the lead, suddenly England need to score 3 more goals. It's what happens, isn't it, when things go down to the final day and get ever so exciting and mildly complicated.
Yeah, I mean, I don't envy the research that you've had to do for this, Vicky. It's been it's certainly been complicated with all the permutations, but ultimately, if Belgium do us a favor tonight, I think this entire England squad would be very, very grateful. So would you? You wouldn't have to do half the maths, would you? Indeed. It would be nice if it was simple, but football rarely is. As Mary Earps has it inside the penalty area. There is a scenario where it could go down. You're so excited.
It could go down to who scored the most away goals. There you go. Let's see. Long way to go. As it stands, England are 2 points clear of the Netherlands at the top of the table as Scotland come down the right-hand side. England leading by a 1-0 here on 5 Sports Extra. Claire Emsley approaching the penalty area. Might work room for the shot. Well blocked away by Alex Greenwood, England's goal scorer. Scotland trying to get there before Lauren Hemp can start the counter, and they do so. Here is their captain, Rachel Coursey. Plays it forward as Scotland look to work it out to the right-hand side. Sam Kerr's ball, though, won't be reached by Claire Emsley. And Mary Earps will claim this ball for England and prepare to take this goal kick.
I'm really happy from what I saw there from Alex Greenwood, that 1v1 defending against Scotland's Claire Emsley on this near side. There's a little bit of space and separation between the two of them, but Alex Greenwood managed to close to distance. And she's really impressed me over the course of the World Cup. But before that, the way that she's improved her 1v1 defending, it's been phenomenal. And it was an important block from Alex Greenwood there.
Scotland have picked the ball up midway through England's half, played out to the edge of the D. Emsley will lay it off out to this right-hand side, and Rachel McLaughlin, good work by McLaughlin, getting past Niamh Charles, swings the ball into the area, punched away by Mary Earps at her near post, and it's out for a Scotland corner. Was that a little bit nervy from Earps there?
No, I was just thinking what you're going to say here, because it's unusual to see someone punch in that position, but the way the ball was swinging towards that near post space, there was a bit of uncertainty. Mary Earps wasn't going to be able to catch the ball in front of the post in time safely, so I think it was the right decision to just take no chances and just deal with the the corner.
Elsewhere in the Women's Nations League, Northern Ireland have lost 6-1 at home to the Republic of Ireland. That ends Northern Ireland's hopes of getting a promotion playoff to League A, as Erin Cuthbert swings the corner in, chested down by Lucy Bronze for England, and she'll bring it out of the penalty area. England leading by 1-0. As it stands, they're winning the group and keeping that Olympic dream alive for Team GB, but they could do with some more goals just in case the Dutch take the lead against Belgium. Lucy Bronze has brought it up towards the penalty area. Now Lauren Hemp, pull ball out to the right hand side, they won't reach Kirby, and it's cleared away by Lisa Evans. Nicely controlled by Claire Emsley for Scotland on the edge of the centre circle, and picked up now by Nicola Doherty, who is tussling with Lauren Hemp over on that far side, and Doherty's committed the foul. Well, Scotland really playing themselves into trouble there. 1 minute they were up to the halfway line, the next they were running back towards their own penalty area. They've lost possession, they conceded the set piece on the wide right.
Yeah, and I think that's what Lauren Hemp brings, when she's in that 9 position, or, well, anywhere on the pitch, to be honest. She's so aggressive with her pressing, and she wants to constantly be involved. And I think we saw this over the course of the World Cup as well, I think it was Australia, when she was putting them under pressure and creating opportunities, from the mistakes of the opponent. And I think there is a perfect example of, if you're not tidy when you're playing against a player like Lauren Hemp, she's going to capitalize on any sort of mistake. And, there's a perfect opportunity now with Beth Mead over the ball, out wide. Free kick for England.
Plenty of height up from the back once again. They have already exploited what has been Scotland's weakness in this Women's Nations League campaign. Headed goals have been the bane of their season so far for Scotland. They've already scored 1, England. Alex Greenwood getting there. Can Alex Greenwood, who's up once again, or Lauren James, Lauren Hemp's there, Lucy Bronze as well, get on the end of this delivery from Beth Mead over on the wide right for England, and double England's advantage midway through this first half. Mead with the delivery, not quite dealt with by Scotland. Clark just about got enough on it, and Stanway can't bring it down on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Scotland should be able to clear with Emsley, who plays it back to the captain Rachel Coursey on the right hand side of the penalty area. Forward now to Scotland's Sam Kerr in the yellow boots, driving forwards, plays it forward once more to the centre circle, and Lisa Evans, who's dropped back to help out, and Sam Kerr once more turning on a sixpence on the edge of the centre circle, will send it back to her captain Rachel Coursey, who eases away from Lauren James out to the left hand side now, and Emma McCandy picked up by Scotland on the halfway line as England get back in shape. Wales are drawing 0-0 with Germany. Wales already relegated from their group in A3, but Denmark squandering the chance to leapfrog Germany and qualify for the Nations League finals. France are already through, Spain are already through. It will either be Germany or Denmark. As things stand with the scores like that, Denmark trailing 1-0 to Iceland, will be Germany. Ball into the area for England, it's just over the head of Lauren James and comes out to this left hand side, and Niamh Charles, who pulls it back to Kira Walsh. Now Charles once more, England leading by 1-0. They could do with some more goals here at Hampden Park, although the win, first and foremost, is what they need to try and secure if they're to keep Team GB's Olympic dream alive by winning their Nations League group this evening. Lucy Bronze picks it up, central position midway through the Scotland half. It's not quite the wild throwing everybody forward that Serena Wiegman touched on in her press conference, but then again England also haven't been erratic, and that was also what she was worried about if they really did go gung-ho.
No, I think you're right. I think Kira Walsh mentioned about the measured approach.
Ball into the area, can't be taken in a stride by Beth Mead. Oh, that was a boot away from being able to bring that down. England's player of the tournament at the Euros back in 2022, but she can't control, and it's behind for a Scotland goal kick. Karen Bardsley.
I mean, Beth Mead's runs from the midfield are so dangerous, and she starts them early enough that the fullbacks or the centre backs don't necessarily always know where she is, so she's constantly making them uncomfortable and settling defences. But it's that ball from Kira Walsh. We've seen it, she just makes things look so easy, and it's just ever so far away from Beth Mead. Just if her big toe was a little bit longer, she might have gotten something on it.
Scotland are given the ball away. Niamh Charles pulls it back to Kirby, edge of the penalty area, and now Kira Walsh forward to Kirby once more. Scotland's well marshalling the white shirts of England away from the area, but Kirby will turn and play it forward again. It'll ricochet and it will spin to Charles on this left hand side. Scotland 0, England 1 in this must win match for England's Lionesses to keep alive Team GB's hopes of Olympic qualification. Fran Kirby down the left hand side, plays the ball into the area, fizzes just past Beth Mead on the edge of the 6-yard box, and will be cleared away, should be cleared away by Emma McCandy I should say, sorry, but she has Lost the ball to Lauren Hemp over on the far side. Hemp coming forward for England, plays it down the line to Lucy Bronze, pulls the ball across. Bronze will get it once again after a ricochet, but her lifted ball is too high over the head of Niamh Charles, and the ball goes out of play for a Scotland throw. Not always showing the composure in the final third, are they, England?
No, I think they do understand, and they probably feel a little bit of pressure in terms of, they've got off to a good start. They love that goal-scoring feeling, and they obviously know kind of what's on the line. So it's about, again, what Keira Walsh said in that pre-match press conference about being measured and taking the high percentage opportunities, and I think that's really what we need to see more of in front of goal at the minute.
Lee Gibson clears the ball away for Scotland, headed down by Alex Greenwood, England's goal scorer. Still goalless between the Netherlands and Belgium. As it stands, that means England are winning the group. Lauren James commits the foul on Sam Kerr, and Scotland have the free kick midway through their own half. Karen Bardsley.
I love Lauren James. She's so nonchalant. Like, literally nothing seems to faze her, and she's so, she literally glides across the pitch, and even when she runs into someone, she doesn't make the effort to kind of flatten them. It just sort of happens, and she just kind of gets up and cracks on.
In the Premier League, Wolves leading Burnley by 1-0. That's approaching half-time at Molineux. Luton against Arsenal to come at 8:15. You can listen to that on BBC Radio 5 Live. And a reminder, you can watch this game here at Hampden live on BBC One as Scotland give the ball away, and Alex Greenwood plays the ball forward, and Lauren James is down the left-hand side. England have a 2-on-3. James into the penalty area, cuts in. Will she work room for the shot? No, she'll try and find a teammate. Oh, it's off the post from him. She was unmarked. The flag stayed down. That has to go in from Lauren Hemp as Scotland clear the ball away out for an England throw. What a chance.
Oh, you're kidding. I can't believe that didn't go in. I cannot believe Lauren Hemp has hit the post from there. She had to be just at the edge of the six, and she knows she's disappointed with herself, but what fantastic work from Lauren James to be so patient. Her timing of the release of the pass is crucial there. She waits for Emma McCandy to commit to the ball and then releases it, and Lauren Hemp is in acres of space. Must finish.
Scotland bring the ball forward. Erin Cuthbert plays it over the top, looking for the run of Claire Emsley, who's one-on-one for a moment here with Esme Morgan. England getting the white shirts back belatedly. Emsley still going. Shot across the face of goal. Did Mary Earps get something on that? Emsley's claiming she did. Karen Bardsley's nodding, and the referee says goal kick.
Of course she does. No, I don't know if that was, just bending away ever so slightly. I think Mary Earps would be quite happy that she's not giving credit for that save. But again, really well dealt with here in terms of keeping the ball a bit wider. Could Esme move her feet a little bit more and get closer? But regardless, England back in possession with a goal kick.
England leading by 1-0. Still goalless between the Netherlands and Belgium. England 2 points clear as it stands at the top of the group when this final round of matches in the Women's Nations League. They need to win the group to have a hope of keeping that Olympic dream alive for Team GB. Down the left-hand side goes Lauren Hemp, who's just missed a huge chance to make it 2-0. Cuts the ball back into Fran Kirby, sliding, manages to get something on it inside the penalty area to retain possession for England. Now Niamh Charles plays it back to England's goal scorer, Alex Greenwood. Manages to ease her way past Kirsty Hansen. Lovely little bit of skill from Niamh Charles. Down the left-hand side, ball into the area, flicked away by the Scotland captain Rachel Coursey. And Doherty will complete the clearance, looking for that outlet of Emsley once more. Still just inside the Scotland half. England leading by 1-0 here at Hampden on 5 Sports Extra, as Emsley now racing down the left-hand side as white shirts surrounding her. Pulls the ball back to halfway, and Sam Kerr, who slows the play down and plays it to Coursey, the Scotland captain. But Karen Bardsley, on a night where England might need to score a minimum of 4 goals, as the ball is forwards, too much on it for Emsley, all the way through to Mary Earps. Lauren Hemp missing that chance from close range, hitting the post. Key moments in games. It could be a key moment.
It certainly, it is a key moment. It's really good play, and it does need to be finished. And like I said, Lauren Hemp will be disappointed. You could see the expression on her face from up here that she was disappointed. But there will be more chances if England keep playing like this. We're getting really nice numbers and overloads in these wide areas, and Lauren James is always available.
32 minutes gone. Again, the time is flying. Scotland 0, England 1, because time is ticking for England. But this is it. It is so finely poised. As it stands, they're winning the group. Netherlands score a goal, England need 3 more goals suddenly, and they'll know that. There's no way that they're going to sit and be content with this sort of score, and they have to win first and foremost, but they know that in all likelihood they might have to win by 3 more goals than the Netherlands. As Erin Cuthbert turns away from her Chelsea counterpart Fran Kirby, lovely ball out to the left hand side, and Emma McCandy will pick it up, and over the halfway line she goes. Has the option down the left of Nicola Doherty and uses her. Little 1-2 attempted, but Lucy Bronze had a great second half against the Netherlands at Wembley. Intercepts, and it's cleared away by Esme Morgan over on that far side. Bronze comes and wins the header to helping them retain possession. Erin Cuthbert once again tussling with Kirby, who slides in, wins that, but Scotland pick it up through Corsie. And Cuthbert, she could have released it there to Claire Emsley, who was on the shoulder of Alex Greenwood, but Scotland instead play the triangles in the centre of the park and now pick it up on the left-hand side with McCandy in field now to Sam Kerr. And that fine margin has just been eradicated for England. The topsy-turvy twist has been taken. The Netherlands are 1-0 up against Belgium, and suddenly England need to score 3 more goals.
Ugh, that's so annoying. That's so annoying. I mean, listen, I think nothing really changes in terms of, the way that England have been playing, because the opportunities are coming. It's just they need to be more clinical when they do arrive. So I don't know about you, Vicky, but I certainly feel like the tempo is kind of not certainly as high or frenetic as it was at on Friday night at Wembley, but something needs to change in terms of the tempo here, I think.
Half-time in the Premier League, Wolves leading Burnley by 1-0. Commentary on 5 Live coming up of Luton against Arsenal from 8:15, and a reminder you can watch this match here at Hampden on BBC One. So all change at the top of the group. The Netherlands, as it stands, winning on goal difference ahead of England. Plenty of time still to play in both games, as Lucy Bronze won't keep that in on the far side. Throw to Scotland, but this is it, Netherlands, Belgium. But Belgium have so much to play for, because whichever team finishes third in this group, and currently that's Belgium, will go into a playoff to stay in League A for the Nations League and also for the European qualifiers. And if whichever team finishes third loses that playoff in February, and it could be England if they lost here to Scotland and Belgium didn't lose to the Netherlands, if they lose that playoff in February, they cannot qualify automatically for the Euros. So that works in England's favour. There is so much at stake for Belgium. This isn't just about, if we don't win the group, then it doesn't really matter whether we finish second or third. It absolutely does matter whether a team finishes second or third. So plenty of time still to play, but that advantage that England had eked out here has gone. They need to score 3 more times if the Netherlands still retain that 1-goal advantage against Belgium. As Erin Cuthbert drives forward, Kira Walsh with the clearance off Cuthbert will ricochet to Lucy Bronze. Little collision there with Nicola Doherty, but referee allows play to continue. Bronze though has gone down, and the referee now will blow the whistle and just make sure that Lucy Bronze is okay. It was a heavy collision there, neither player giving quarter, Karen Bardsley.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Lucy Bronze has got the wind knocked out of her a little bit, but she doesn't really seem too fussed about it, and I guess it's just going to be kind of the tempo and the physicality of a game like this, against some old rivals. But yeah, both a little bit clumsy, I think. A bit of dangerous play with the legs kind of quite high and extended there, but again, England back in possession with a free kick.
Yeah, she's up to her feet as well, Lucy Bronze, but tempo, that is it, Karen Bardsley. Energy. We saw it in the second half at Wembley against the Netherlands. They almost left themselves too much to do, England. They can't afford to do that here at Hampden. Scotland make a mess of that clearance, and the ball does go out for an England corner. Do you think they'll know what's happened in the Netherlands game? There was no reaction from the crowd, because obviously the vast majority of fans here are Scottish and aren't necessarily going to react to a Netherlands goal, however it impacts Team GB or not. But
yeah, I was wondering that. I was thinking, I'm looking at people's body language, and have we seen anything? We've seen that Serena's left the technical area and gone back towards the bench, so perhaps she's getting the messages on at the minute, unless her Apple Watch is going off. I mean, other watches are available.
Corner swung in by Beth Mead towards Lucy Bronze. Scotland gets something on it, but it will spin to Lauren Hemp. Edge of the penalty area. Scotland 0, England 1. England, as it stands, need 3 more goals. Oh, a big appeal for handball. Not given by the referee as Lauren James drives, deflected in. England didn't get the penalty, but they have got the second goal, and England leads Scotland by 2-0. As it stands, they need 2 more.
Brilliant. I mean, will Scotland will they have wanted that penalty, given? Because really it was a good ball in from Beth Mead into a really, really high congested area, and it was a poor clearance from Scotland, but it fell just to the wrong person, the person that Scotland did not want the ball to fall to, Lauren James, and she just caresses it home, and it takes a wicked deflection. But if you don't shoot, you never know. It's unlucky. I have to feel for that Scotland defender as well, but maybe not so much tonight.
Yeah, big deflection off Nicola Doherty, and Gibson had already dived for the initial shot from James. Absolutely nothing she could do. And England lead by 2-0. As we say, as it stands, they need 2 more. Could they get another one here before half-time? Niamh Charles into the penalty area. Dark blue shirts all around her. Pulls it back to Lauren James once more. James goes for the curler. Oh, it's brilliant! Outstanding from Lauren James. 2 quick-fire goals from England in this first half has given them real hope. England lead by 3-0, and it's a Lauren James special.
Yet again. I mean, this is the magic that this girl brings. Honestly, Lauren James, what a woman. Phenomenal. Just picks up the ball at the edge of the area in that half space, and she just backs herself the whole way, cuts inside, and just says, you know what, girls, I'm taking control here. A lovely set from Niamh Charles. Takes a touch out of her feet, Lauren James, and just curls it past the Scottish goalkeeper, outstretched. Lee Gibson had no chance.
It's outstanding, and England are coming forward again. And Scotland are rocking here as we approach half-time. 5 minutes plus added time to play. Maybe they have got the message about that Netherlands goal, England. But there are some games where Lauren James is Scotland to have it just outside their own penalty area. I mean, we saw it at the World Cup against China, didn't we, Karen? There are some games where everything she touches turns to gold, and with those sort of strikes, they're so similar. She comes towards the edge of the penalty area, she might cut in for either side, she goes for the curler, top corner, bottom corner, and when she gets in her rhythm, I mean, against China, she was absolutely sublime.
She absolutely was, and I think she was in fine form on Friday night, particularly in the second half. Everything was coming through her.
England almost allows Scotland in at the back with Lisa Evans, but Esme Morgan reads the play well and sends the ball back to Mary Earps. Well, all of a sudden, the momentum in this group shifts again. The Netherlands still lead, but only by a single goal on goal difference. They're 1-0 up against Belgium in terms of the group standings, level on points with England, 1 goal ahead. If England can find another goal, they'd be winning the group on goals scored, and we're still not even at half-time yet. There are going to be so many twists and turns, I'm sure. But this is more like it from England. They know they need a big victory, and they've got 3 goals in this first half so far. They still need another as it stands. Plenty of time still to get it, but again, the Netherlands, that results and scoreline, of course, could change throughout the evening. Kira Walsh pulls it back to Lauren James. There's to shoot. She's on a hat-trick. Niamh Charles cuts it back behind Kirby and cleared away by Lisa Evans. Straight out of play. Scotland just want to get to half-time.
Yeah, I think they really do. You can see the numbers behind the ball at one point tonight. I've seen 6 in the back line as well, so really trying to compress the space in those central areas, because that is just where England are so dangerous.
Niamh Charles with the throw. Lauren Hemp does get there down by the byline. Scotland needs to stay switched on. Jenna Clark went with Hemp there, and Charles plays it forward to James once again. Bit of space. James, very tight angle, dinks the ball across, headed away by Doherty. McLaughlin will bring it down inside the area and clear away, but again it's just straight out of play. Pedro Martinez-Losa, I was going to say nice control, but it wasn't actually. It's pretty poor from the Scotland manager, and the ball bounces. Maybe it was intentional though, because the ball bounced away and England have to take a little bit longer with the throw, but they've got things moving again quickly. James to Charles, the 2 Chelsea players combining as Charles comes in field, steers it to Georgia Stanway, 30 yards out to the right hand side now, and Beth Mead back to Stanway. Mead, England are slicing Scotland apart. Good block away by Emma McCandy, and Beth Mead will pick it up on the right hand side. England leading 3-0 at Hampden. They need another goal with the Netherlands beating Belgium, but still we have second halves to come in in both matches here on 5 Sports Extra. You can watch this match live on BBC One as well, as England look to keep alive Team GB's hopes of going to the Olympics next summer by winning their Nations League group. It is on a knife edge at the moment as Lucy Bronze eases away from Claire Emsley, plays it out to the right hand side, and Beth Mead, lovely little 1-2, and Scotland just can't deal with England at the moment. Kirby inside the area, cleared away by Jenna Clark, and Emsley should be able to bring it clear for Scotland, but Bronze is pressuring her, and all Emsley can do is steer it out to that left hand side. Picked up by Lucy Bronze for England once more. 2 minutes plus added time to play. Scotland 0, England 3 here in the Women's Nations League on 5 Sports Extra. Back to the halfway line. Alex Greenwood collects for England. Niamh Charles is an option, but she'll go for Lauren James instead, and James dinks it through to Georgia Stanway. Touches a little loose, so she'll send it out to Charles, left hand side. Back to Lauren James once more. Kira Walsh making the move. James goes crossfield instead. Back to Lucy Bronze. Scotland with everybody behind the ball as they look to get to half-time without further damage being inflicted upon them, as Alex Greenwood sends it forward. Stanway head down, won't reach it. Jenna Clark will, and clears away out of play, but it is relentless pressure from the Lionesses, Karen Bardsley.
It really is. The Lionesses have done so well to sustain these attacks. I mean, they're getting the numbers forward. There's not really much of a threat except for the occasional run from Kirsty Hansen or Claire Emsley from Scotland. But yeah, England are in really, really secure possession.
And James could be in behind. Flag stays down to the byline goes Lauren James, pulls the ball across. It's cleared away by Scotland for an England corner into the final minute of normal time at the end of this first half. Scotland 0, England 3 as it stands. England need another goal, plenty of time still to play.
It's really enjoyable, to be honest. I think, again, really good job from Fran Kirby and Kira Walsh in terms of connecting the midfield to this wide area, these wide channels. I mean, in there early for support for Niamh Charles from Kira Walsh, and Georgia Stanway running through the middle. Scotland are having a real hard time tracking these runs through central areas, and I think, to be honest, Nicola Doherty on this far side for Scotland is really struggling about when to press and when not to.
That decision in the end was given as a goal kick for Scotland, so no opportunity for England to keep up the pressure, and they're having to defend now as we enter 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half. Lucy Bronze watching over her shoulder the run from Doherty, and clears away. Lovely control by Doherty to bring it down and play it forward, but can only play it straight into Lucy Bronze, and Georgia Stanway will bring it forward once more, and Kirby with a bit of space, closed down quickly by McLaughlin. England still inside their own half, but here goes Niamh Charles racing over the halfway line, and now Lauren James on a hat-trick for England. Can they find this fourth goal in the first half? James, brilliant delivery. Mead brings it down inside the area, tries to pick a spot and does so, and England do have that fourth goal before half-time, and as it stands, that will send them top of the table and will be enough to keep Team GB's Olympic dream alive. Scotland 0, England 4. England are doing what they need to do.
It's brilliant. I mean, Lauren James again, trademark. Again, in that half space, just outside the edge of the area, puts in a lovely teasing ball. And who's on it? Beth Mead. And she takes a bit of a funny touch. Doesn't quite settle quick enough for her, but she's composed when she needs to be and manages to put the ball away.
On the stroke of half-time as well. The whistle goes. Well, we told you it would twist. We told you it would turn. And as it stands, England are top of the group, with the Netherlands still leading Belgium by a goal to nil on goals scored. It couldn't get any closer. Let's just have a word for Beth Mead before we reflect on that first half, Karen Bardsley, because she has had such a long time out with this ACL injury. Her first England start in over a year. Back on the score sheet. She scored her first couple of goals for Arsenal before the international break as well, since returning from that injury. She is such a huge player for England. She flourishes under Serena Wiegman, and she could have scored the goal that keeps the Olympic dream alive.
Yeah, she really does. I think there's something about this England side that kind of brings out the best in her, and whether it's just the pressure, whether it's being at this elite level, she's absolutely phenomenal. And I think we saw her form in the WSL going into the international break, and she looks so confident, so comfortable. She's changing direction so well on both feet, and she's banging them in, and she looks again to continue that form today. But yeah, a lovely delivery for the first goal tonight, and a fantastic composed finish once she got the ball out from under her feet for that crucial goal that could potentially see a qualification here for Team GB.
So England, as it stands, are doing enough, but the message from Serena Wiegman at half-time has to be, look, we've got to go out and get some more goals, because this is so finely poised.
Yeah, it's momentum, isn't it? I think I was thinking that just as, we're ticking down into the last 10 minutes of this first half, like the momentum, it's coming. You can feel the opportunities, and you just have to capitalize it in these types of moments because, sometimes when it passes you by, the opposition can grow in the confidence that they know that they've defended well, and you're struggling, and then the game can kind of shift. But I think England have definitely capitalized on the momentum and kind of put that nail in the coffin and set the tempo for the second half.
So Scotland 0, England 4 at half-time. So let's head during half-time to commentary of Luton Town against Arsenal in the Premier League with Alistair Bruce-Ball and Matt Upson.
Players forward for the free kick from deep, but then it's played short to Pelly, Ruddock and Panzu, who's been with the club all the way through the ascent right from the National League all the way up into the Premier League this season, and there he is starting in central midfield alongside Ross Barkley. Long ball forward by Kaminski, headed up in the air by Jacob Brown. Declan Rice takes control for Arsenal, traps it, plays it back to David Raya. Raya's spinning clearance reaches the halfway line, headed forward by Mengi. Rice controls on his chest, again takes his time, picks his pass and rolls it to the right to Ben White. Saka's first touch takes him back into his own half. 1-2 with White. Ødegaard's waiting for a pass if it comes, but it comes back to Rice. Great chasing from Barkley. Arsenal keep it away from him though, and Havertz plays to Rice again. Here's Saliba inside his own half. Slight miscued pass, but enough on it to get to Kivior.
Yeah, it was nearly hit Townsend, that pass. He tried to play it first time, Saliba, with his right foot and just sweep the ball out to the left, and it ended up finding its way out there, but it could have easily just ricocheted off Andros Townsend, who was bearing down on him really quickly.
Kivior turns into trouble. Andros Townsend wins the ball for Luton. Flick back here to Amari Bell. Under pressure from Jesus, and Bell wanted to put a lot on that pass, and he's made Kaminski, his keeper, have to chase all the way back to the byline, and all he can do is knock it out for a throw, and Jesus gets the ball, which bounces off the hoardings, throws it to Saka. Saka's cut back, Martinelli's shot, and it ends up in the back of the net. And all of that came from an overhit back pass by Amari Bell. It led to the throw that Arsenal were allowed to take quickly. Arsenal switched on like a flash there, and Martinelli didn't catch the shot cleanly, but it was enough to beat Kaminski, and Arsenal tonight could be going 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Luton 0, Arsenal 1.
We'll talk about finding a different way to win a football match or score a goal. This is just brilliant from Arsenal, it really is. Yes, we can look at the poor back pass that put Kaminski in trouble. I think he's got to really put his foot through the ball and put the ball in the back of the stand. He just kind of rolls the ball out, and it's so quick for Arsenal to get hold of it, but they don't sit on their heels, do they? They're right up the pitch. The throw-ins early. Saka then takes it into the box. Martinelli's arriving at the back post. He just gets there before Mengi, and like you said, he just skims that ball, cuts across it into the bottom corner. I mean, it's just a brilliant goal in terms of urgency and awareness from Arsenal to see that opportunity and then seize it. It's just top play.
You're absolutely right, Matt. Luton gets slightly unlucky in a sense. I mean, you're right, Kaminski should have hoofed it over the roof. It's got to be in the back of the stand, doesn't it? Exactly, because it bounces back. It gave Jesus the chance to take the quick throw, but it showed that everyone, not just Jesus, everyone
tuned in,
was switched on. Exactly. Havertz down hurt. He's fouled on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. I can tell you as well, it's half-time now in the FA Cup second round tie between Alfreton and Walsall. Chris Coles.
It's 0-0, but this is everything you'd want from an FA Cup tie. Combative, aggressive, a bit of needle, and plenty of chances for both. Alfreton's best via long throws. Walsall had the ball in the Alfreton net early on, but disallowed for a push on the keeper. Lively, but goalless.
Winners of that tie away to Southampton in the third round, so a real prize for the winners there. They're back underway at Molineux. Second half, Premier League tonight, Wolves-Burnley. Mike Minor.
And it's Wolves 1, Burnley 0, just underway at the start of the second half. Hwang's goal in the first, the difference. Burnley taught a lesson in having to take your chances. They have started the second as they started the first, on top and keeping Wolves in their own half. Wolves 1, Burnley 0.
Luton 0, Arsenal 1, midway through the first half here on a chilly night at Kenilworth Road. Gabriel Martinelli, that's only his second Premier League goal of the season. The other one was quite a crucial one, though. That was the winner at home against Manchester City. But as we were saying, Matt, Jesus switched on, Saka switched on, Martinelli switched on.
I think that's quite an important goal as well from Martinelli, because it's this type of fixture, isn't it, where you capitalise in those moments. It's been quite I say scruffy game, it's just been a really intense game. Nobody's really got control of it. Arsenal haven't been allowed to play their controlled passing football, and that goal has just settled things down for Arsenal.
Kivior's ball into the penalty area. Jesus chests it down. Havertz tries to get the shot away. Scramble clearance to the edge of the box. Havertz nods it down. Jesus shoots through the legs of the defender Mengi, but it ends up in the arms of Kaminski, and that's a comfortable save for him. And he rushes out to the edge of the box, thinks about trying to get Luton away quickly, and in the end decides to hold on to the ball. The Scotland-England game in the Women's Nations League, also available on BBC One tonight, by the way, so you could always sort of have an eye on that on the telly, turn the sound down and have a listen to us. And the FA Cup game, Alfreton against Walsall, that's available via the iPlayer and Red Button, if you want to watch that one. As Chris was saying, 0-0 at half-time, winners away to Southampton in the third round of the FA Cup. Luton 0, Arsenal 1, so as it stands, Arsenal going 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League table, with Liverpool away to Sheffield United tomorrow. Chris Wilder back in charge there, and our commentary game on 5 Live, the champions Manchester City away at Aston Villa, whose home form and home record, end of last season all the way through this season, has been fantastic. That should be some game now. Jacob Brown on the ball for Luton, running at Ben White, hits it hard with his left foot and wins the corner.
Well, that chance again comes from Osho, the middle centre-back, going all the way tight in with Gabriel Jesus. He has a touch to try and control it. It's not a bad touch, but he's so committed, Osho, that he just toes it away from him, wins possession back. Luton are then on the attack. They really are playing on the front foot. This is a confident Luton performance at home.
Alfie Doughty gets ready to take the corner from in front of the main stand on the opposite side of the ground to us. One tall floodlight pylon, the metal work of it, just away to his right. Both arms held in the air. Away swinging corner. Headed in by Osho. Now Arsenal don't concede many goals away from home, and you can hear what that means to Kenilworth Road. Great delivery from Doughty. Oshie up high, powered the header into the top corner, and David Raya couldn't do a thing about it. Osho's equaliser makes it Luton 1, Arsenal 1.
That's a brilliant header from Osho, who made the chance happen with his defensive play. He started the game really well. He's enjoying that middle role of the back three. Gives him a bit of freedom to go and get tight in the middle of the pitch, but he gets his head on this. He comes onto it. Arsenal just can't get a head on the ball. It's a great delivery, but a powerful header back across the goal, right into the corner. Raya has got absolutely no chance. He's got a bit of power and he's guided superbly into the far corner, just about a yard inside the post. Luton have deserved it, Ali.
It's only the 4th goal Arsenal have conceded away from home in the Premier League this season. A couple at Chelsea when they weren't really at the races, managed to scramble a 2-2 out of that one, really improved in the second half. The controversial one that beat them away at Newcastle, and now this goal this evening from Gabriel Osho makes it Luton 1, Arsenal 1. We've got a game on our hands, 20 minutes remaining in the first half. Long way to go tonight. Luton starting the night just outside the bottom 3, a couple of points ahead of Everton and Burnley. Saka's on the ball for Arsenal, wide on the right, trying to get past Doughty. Knocks it past him, but it's cleared away by Bell for Luton. Down the left-hand touchline, stooping header won by Saliba, throwing for Luton.
I mean, Jacob Brown is really enjoying his start tonight. You can tell he's a player in confidence. He's all over the pitch, tracking back, tackling Saka there, trying to run forwards. Like every Luton player, real energy inside Kenilworth Road this evening.
Given all the football we've got going on the network this week, Football Daily podcast, more important than ever for you. Available via the BBC Sounds app. If you're not already subscribed, get that BBC Sounds app, search for the Football Daily. Click subscribe and it'll be there for you in your inbox every morning. All the reaction, all the post-match reaction, debate analysis to these games, all these commentaries we've got this week as the ball is headed away by Ruddock and Panzu. Brown gets involved. Arsenal have won it back though inside the Luton half. Saka stumbles, picks himself to his feet, plays the pass to Ødegaard, has to stretch to control that, does well. Little clever ball to Jesus, who powers a shot into the near post, hits Kaminski, and Arsenal win the corner.
Well, it's a smooth manoeuvre from Gabriel Jesus. Really scrappy build-up, Luton fighting for every ball, but Arsenal get it into the box. A little slip pass from Ødegaard. It's very, very kind of narrow angle to the side, but he takes it so well. He's got this kind of body movement, Gabriel Jesus, where it's just like a smooth flow, isn't it? He just really throws a defender, allows the ball across his body and just powers it into the near post area.
Arsenal corner away to our left in front of the Kenilworth Road stand. Luton 1, Arsenal 1. Saka will deliver it. Goes short and low to Martinelli, who turns inside the Luton penalty area, tries to feed it back to Saka. Kabore too clever for that, blocks it. Martinelli goes down, wants a free kick, not given. Last touch came off him, and it goes out for a Luton throw. And I can just see there's a banner up there. Do you see? That's the David Priest stand there in between the main stand and the Kenilworth Road stand that says 10 years of Pelly, Ruddock and Panzu, who I think in January 2024 will celebrate 10 years at the club. And when he joined, when he first played, Matt, they were playing in the conference, and
amazing story.
It is, isn't it?
Amazing story, yeah.
And Luton Town now in the Premier League and mixing it with the likes of Arsenal. Saka lobs it forward. Jesus goes down holding his mouth as if he was elbowed by Amari Bell. He was trying to get past Bell and Bell was just holding his position, but Jesus very clearly intimating that he's taken a whack in the chops.
Yeah, Luton aren't messing about this evening. They are up for this game. He just catches Jesus a little bit, but it's well within his rights just to get his arm across and shield him from going past him. Nothing wrong with that. It's just been a really good physical start to the game from Luton.
Ross Barkley brave on the ball there. He had 2 Arsenal men on him. Turned Ødegaard, was running away from him. Ødegaard's fouled him. Then he takes the free kick. Barkley, diagonal ball, looking for Kabore's run down the right. Kivior heads it away. Andros Townsend to it first. Right-footed cross from him. Declan Rice reads it beautifully, heads it down. Havertz's pass, not enough on that. Kabore in with a challenge. Kivior clears for Arsenal up to the halfway line. Headed forward there by Mengi. Barkley heads it to his right. Townsend reads it again. Townsend then just shielding the ball. Caught by Kivior and wins Luton another free kick. And it's the experience of the likes of Barkley and Townsend. It's fascinating to watch.
Yeah, I think they've just rattled Arsenal a little bit, to be honest. I don't think they were expecting this kind of intensity with the way Luton have started. They've just been everywhere, all over the pitch. Like you said, Townsend using his body brilliant there. Kabore's anticipation to win the ball back in the corner. They're just not giving Arsenal a moment.
It's really got Kenilworth Road jumping. 1-1. Ross Barkley waiting to take this free kick. 7-8 yards inside the Arsenal half. About 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Drills it high with his right foot. David Raya calls early, comes to the penalty spot and catches that very easily. Under no pressure at all. Raya then slings it out underarm, puts as much on it as he can to get it to Ben White. Oh, Doughty's done well. Takes it off Saka, keeps his run going. Declan Rice comes across to try and cut out the danger. Battles with Doughty, but Doughty's won it back. Then he gives it away. Passed it straight to Ben White.
So 1-1 in the Premier League between Luton and Arsenal. You can continue listening to that match on BBC Radio 5 Live. Wolves are leading Burnley by 1-0. That 10 minutes into the second half. But welcome back here on 5 Sports Extra to Hampden Park, where England leads Scotland by 4-0. A scoreline which, as it stands, will see them win their Nations League group ahead of the Netherlands on goals scored. And with it, they would keep alive Team GB's hopes of qualifying for the Olympics in Paris next summer. Let's just round out what else has happened in the Women's Nations League this evening. Northern Ireland have lost 6-1 at home to the Republic of Ireland. That means that Northern Ireland miss out on a promotion playoff to League A. And Wales, who were already relegated to League B, have drawn 0-0 with Germany. Now, that gave Denmark the opportunity to steal the final Nations League spot, but they weren't able to take it. They've lost at home 1-0 to Iceland. So the finalists for the Women's Nations League are France, Spain, Germany, and either England or the Netherlands, as Scotland make 3 changes at the start of this second half. And Karen Bardsley, they know that they do need to change things up, and that is exactly what they're doing. And of course, the Scotland goal, as it stands, I mean, the Netherlands are back winning the group, so it could all still change.
Oh, it's going to be a really exciting second half here, Vicky. I think Scotland have made the right decision in terms of making these changes. I think obviously bringing on a bit of more defensive stability in terms of, just shoring up the opportunities that England are going to get. But listen, I think England are more than ready to start the way they finished that first half.
So we're back underway in the second half, and it's Scotland coming forward. We'll take you through those changes in a moment, but the ball is into the penalty area from Scotland for the right-hand side. Cleared away by Niamh Charles of England. Scotland forward once again. Played to the edge of the 6-yard box. Cleared away by Ciara Walsh and thumped up by Charles towards the halfway line. Chested down by the Scotland captain, Rachel Coursey, who will play the ball forward to one of the changes. Jamie Lee Napier. Offside flag goes up. In fact, the ball's gone out of play over on that far side, and it will be a throw to England. So Emma Mitchell, Rachel McLaughlin and Jenna Clark have come off. Sophie Howard, Fiona Brown and Jamie Lee Napier have come on for Scotland, who trail by 4-0. The Netherlands still 1-0 up at home to Belgium. England, as it stands, winning the Nations League group on goals scored. Scotland with the throw over on the far side. If you were Pedro Martinez Losa, Karen, the Scotland manager, what would you have said to your players at half time?
I mean, first and foremost, I think, it must be tidier in possession. A lot of the opportunities that England created were from Scottish mistakes. But I also think in terms of the tempo of the game, we spoke about that in the first half. Like, it just needs to be more tempo from Scotland, particularly when they press. And we can see that already from the likes of Claire Emsley really getting out to the ball. She's moved into a more central space, with Kirsty Hansen following up centrally as well. But ultimately, take your chances. Don't give England too much respect.
The ball is slid all the way back by Scotland to Lee Gibson in the Scotland penalty area, and here is Rachel Coursey, the captain, out on the far side, closed down by Lauren Hemp. So England at the moment are doing enough, but were the Netherlands to score another goal against Belgium, it would all change. Esme Morgan steers the ball back to Mary Earps, who clears up towards the halfway line for England. Here is Beth Mead, who scored what at the moment is the decisive goal in terms of winning this Nations League group, as England play it out to this left-hand side. Lauren James has it taken off her toes though, and here is Jamie Lee Napier coming forwards for Scotland. Low shot, just about saved by Mary Earps. Didn't really have the power on it, but was heading for that far corner, and Earps almost went down in stages there, Karen Bardsley, but she does make the save, and it remains England 0, Scotland 0, England 4.
It was a good run from Napier as well, and she released the trigger, the shot a little bit earlier than I anticipated, but I'll tell you what, it was creeping inside that far post, Mary Earps' far post, and she does really, really well, Mary Earps, to move her feet and get down. And like you said, it did look a bit awkward, but ultimately she got there and it was very well controlled and dealt with.
So England pick up possession, played forward over the halfway line. Here goes Lauren Hemp. Plays it back to Georgia Stanway, but Scotland have started this second half really well here on 5 Sports Extras. The ball is fired forward, almost won by Kirsty Hansen for Scotland in the centre circle, but collected by Alex Greenwood, who sends it out to the left-hand side, and Niamh Charles as the ball is up now to Lauren James. 2 goals in the first half on a hat-trick, and she's starting to have one of those games, Lauren James. Consistency is the key thing with her, but when she's on it, she is unplayable, in the words of her Chelsea boss Emma Hayes. So England still lead by 4-0. A reminder, you can watch this match on BBC One as Lucy Bond sends the ball over the halfway line. England could do with a couple more goals just to give themselves breathing space were the Netherlands to score another goal. Stanway's ball into the area, and there is the 5th goal for England. Fran Kirby in the 6-yard box to tap home from close range, and she's straight back to the halfway line, because England are looking to take an even greater grip of winning this Nations League group, and with it keeping Team GB's Olympic hopes alive. England leads Scotland by 5-0.
I love the intent from Fran Kirby as well. She grabs the ball and heads straight back to midfield, excited to start again, but it's a nice direct ball into that channel for Georgia Stanway to run onto, and she does a lot of work in terms of getting around the Scottish defender. It's a lovely, lovely cutback for Fran Kirby just to place home. It's really well worked.
They are giving themselves, they are giving Team GB the best possible chance. Now it's up to the Netherlands and how they respond against Belgium. But England have breathing space. They're ahead on goal difference by a single goal. And were the Netherlands to score, England would still be ahead on goals scored. What drama, Karen Bardsley.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I mean, I'm so pleased for this England side and the way that they're managing to convert these opportunities. I'm a bit surprised, if I'm being honest, at the holes in this Scotland defence at the moment, though.
Here comes Kira Walsh. Scotland, who had started this second half so well, but now find themselves trailing by 5-0 as the ball is flicked towards goal for England once more by Lauren Hemp, but she can't get the purchase on the header, and the ball is claimed by Lee Gibson. So the Netherlands now have to score twice if the score stays like this. Of course, a goal back for Scotland and it all swings again. So, but England are doing what they can. They knew that they needed to win first and foremost, and if the Dutch won, they need to win by 3 more goals than the Netherlands. They've given themselves a smidgen more breathing room. And as the ball goes back to Esme Morgan on the edge of the centre circle, Karen Barsley, you and I were at Wembley on Friday, 2-0 down against the Dutch. It all looked over, but they managed to get that 91st minute winner through Ella Toone to take it to the final day, to rescue the Olympic dream from here, to give themselves a chance of going and getting to that Nations League final, which would qualify Team GB for the Olympics in Paris. It's pretty remarkable. Just 2 halves of football ago in terms of the scenario that we had at half-time at Wembley.
I mean, you're absolutely right, Vicky. It certainly looked bleak, I think, on Friday night. I mean, the Lionesses started so well. I'll pass it over to you as Lauren Hemp's on the ball.
England coming forward again, right-hand side of the penalty area. They're not finished yet. They want more goals. They want to give themselves as much breathing space as possible between themselves and the Dutch at the top of the table in terms of that goal difference as the ball is played out to the left-hand side. Lauren Hemp won't pick it up. Lucy Bronswell, and so demoralising for Scotland, who, as we say, had come out and started the second half well. Alex Greenwood, who got things underway for England, now plays it forward to Lauren James. Back now to Esme Morgan. Out to the right-hand side goes Lauren Hemp now. Taking on Fiona Brown, ball into the area. Kirby just wide. Hits the stanchion behind the goal. England are running riot here at Hampden.
It's really good from England. I'll have to say there's multiple threats in all areas of this pitch in terms of Beth Mead, and she's threatening the back line. She's allowing Lauren Hemp to drift into the space to get into the ball, and then she cuts inside. And I think Scotland are really struggling with that overload in the wide half spaces in terms of who goes out to press. And there's so much time on the ball for England to deliver into the box, and it's just so dangerous. Scotland really need to figure out how to address that.
They have the ball on the left-hand side, England. It's now all the way back with Alex Greenwood. It's still Netherlands 1, Belgium 0. Netherlands need to score twice or England are winning the group. Lauren James down the left-hand side, ball into the area. Oh, little push there on Georgia Stanway. Doesn't really appeal for the penalty there, but might have done as she goes to ground, and the ball is back with Lee Gibson, the Scotland goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was clumsy, wasn't it, from Rachel Corsie? She was facing her own goal, and I think she just expected Georgia Stanway to kind of carry on her run and just kind of plowed into the back of her, but fortunately for Scotland, it wasn't given as a penalty. But yeah, you're right. I was expecting someone like Georgia Stanway to have her arms up and, really be screaming for it, but happy to move on.
So long ball forward from Lee Gibson. We'll take you through the lineups when we get a moment, but Scotland under pressure inside their own half, and they've lost the ball again. And here come England. Lauren Hemp, was she fouled there? No, she wasn't. Good challenge by Cuthbert, says our referee, Alina Peshu. And the ball is forward up towards the halfway line, headed away by Esme Morgan, flicked on once more by Kira Walsh and brought down now by Kirsty Hanson, who sends it down the left-hand side. Picked up by Lucy Bronze before Fiona Brown can get there, and Mary Epps inside her area under pressure, clears away from Claire Emsley. Beth Mead will collect on the edge of the halfway line on this near side. Kirsty Hanson wins it back for Scotland. Mead wins it back from Hanson, plays it into Hanson and wins the throw for England, but the referee, as Beth Mead goes to take that quickly, is just checking that Kirsty Hanson is okay. Take you through the Scotland lineup. They switched to this 3 at the back after making those changes. So Gibson is in goal. The back 3 now of Doherty, Corsie and Howard. You've got Fiona Brown at left wing back, Jamie Lee Napier at right wing back. Sam Kerr is sitting ahead of that back 5, and then Cuthbert, Hanson and Evans are supporting Claire Emsley up front. They have switched formations throughout the Women's Nations League campaign. It's something that Pedro Martinez Losa has praised them for and feels is a real positive, as well as some really good performances. Scotland were underdogs coming into this group. They're the lowest ranked side in the group in terms of the world rankings, but they've taken points off Belgium twice, which has been a huge help to England in terms of trying to qualify Team GB for the Olympics. Without Scotland doing that, Belgium could easily have beaten England to the top of the group. But as it stands, England on goal difference are beating the Netherlands now. Netherlands have got another goal back against the Netherlands have doubled their advantage against Belgium. Netherlands 2, Belgium 0, and we're back to the situation where there is just one goal in it. England, as it stands, are no longer winning on goal difference, the group. They are winning on goals scored as Scotland come forwards up towards the halfway line. Netherlands 2, Belgium 0, Scotland 0, England 5 here at Hampden on 5 Sports Extra. A reminder, you can watch this match on BBC One as well, as the ball comes out to the left-hand side, played out of play by Kirsty Hansen, won't reach Fiona Brown. But a Scotland goal right now, Karen Parsley, and the Netherlands are winning the group, and Team GB's Olympic dream is back in real jeopardy.
Honestly, this is mental, Vicky. I'm trying to do the maths in my head, and I was like, okay, we should be all right. Belgium, do us a favor, and then that just goes all out the window. So, yep, onus back on England to take control of this game and score some more goals.
Do you know the worst thing as well, as England pick it up just outside their penalty area? In excitement, I banged my fist down on my mouse and it's closed all the tabs on my computer. So while I get the tables back up, but we can say with pretty much certainty that England are still currently top of the group as they come forward now on goal scored down the left-hand side, pushing for another goal to give themselves a bit more breathing space. Hemp into the area, great save by Gibson. And the ball is cleared away by Scotland outside the penalty area. Lovely ball in from Lauren James. Has already got 2 goals this evening here at Hampden as England slow the play down. Now, Lucy Bronze has slowed the play. The referee indicates that it's a throw to Scotland because the ball has gone out of play. The ball's flat. There you go. Lucy Bond's clearly not happy with what was going on there. Now, technically it's a throw to Scotland, but Scotland, will they give it back? Here's the question. Erin Cuthbert it is. Now, clearly Lucy Bronze threw that out of play, and Erin Cuthbert is sporting. Yes, it's a rivalry. Yes, it's one of the fiercest in sport, but still, you give the ball back when it's gone out of play for that sort of reason. Scotland have done that. And my tab is back open on my computer. Relief all round. And as we said, England still top of the group on goals scored. A goal in it either way. And things could change once again. Erin Cuthbert picked it up for Scotland, just inside the Scotland half. England no changes at half-time. Earps in goal. Back forward, Bronze, Morgan, Greenwood and Charles. Stanway and Walsh ahead of them with Mead, Kirby and James supporting Hemp up front. Goals from Greenwood, 2 from James, 1 from Mead and 1 from Kirby. Give England this 5-goal advantage, but even 5-0 might still not be enough as the ball is out to the right-hand side. And Beth Mead, can England give them a little bit more breathing space? Into the penalty area goes Stanway now. Kirby trying to work room for the shot, plays it out to the left hand side. The ball across is saved by Gibson. Mead blocked away brilliantly at the near post. Excellent defending by Scotland. Georgia Stanway swings it back in and Kirby off the bar. England really pushing for this 6th, and they might need it as well, but they can't get the second shot away inside the area, and Sam Kerr will bring it away for Scotland. And Scotland now are on the counter, roared forward by Hampden. Lucy Bronze though gets there ahead of Kirsty Hansen, plays it back to Mary Earps. England so close to this 6th goal and a little bit more breathing space ahead of the Dutch.
Oh, that was nuts. I don't know how we didn't get a goal from that. In terms of England going forward with all these opportunities, we had Beth Mead shot blocked. It was a fantastic block, and I thought that was going to fly into the back of the net. And then Fran Kirby at the edge of the area hitting the crossbar. I mean, my goodness, how has England not scored from that?
In the Premier League, which you can listen to over on 5 Live, Arsenal are now 2-1 up away to Luton as Scotland's keep possession on the halfway line. Wolves still leading Burnley by 1-0. 20 minutes to play in that one, approaching half time at Kenilworth Road between Luton and Arsenal. England have won the ball back. Goes back to Lucy Bronze. This game, Karen. This game.
No, it's great though. It's great. I mean, we've seen some really good football from England. I'm questioning this defensive approach from Scotland at the minute. They seem really, really vulnerable, and it's interchanging between this 3 and 5 in the back.
Yeah, back 5 when they're defending, 3 when they're in possession, but they're defending now as Georgia Stanway plays the ball against Rachel Coursey. The Scotland captain hacked away by Nicola Doherty, bounces off the head of Lucy Bronze. He wasn't quite sure where that had gone, but she does pick it up. Bronze, brilliant ball forward to the edge of the penalty area. Stanway lays it off to Beth Mead, back to Lauren James. Was she fouled there? Yes, surely yes, by Erin Cuthbert. Free kick right on the edge of the D to England, who lead by 5-0, but with the Netherlands leading 2-0 at home to Belgium, England are only topping the group on goals scored. If the Netherlands score, England need another goal.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. Well, nothing changes really here for England, does it? They're always going to want to score if they get an opportunity like this, but there's a reckless foul on Lauren James from Erin Cuthbert. But I mean, when someone like Lauren James gets on the ball, you know that she's going to be dangerous from open play as well. So was it a calculated foul from Erin Cuthbert?
Well, the form that James has been in, you might think so, bringing down her Chelsea teammate. And which dead ball specialist will it be? Alex Greenwood's there, Beth Mead as well, Lucy Bronze too. This free kick just outside the D, slightly to the right. Bronze moves away. So will it be Mead or will it be Greenwood? England leading by 5-0, but that still might not be enough this evening. It is at the moment with the score 2-0 to the Dutch against Belgium. Can England make it 6? It's Greenwood, it's a good save by Gibson, beaten away, collected by England and Charles, who squeezes it back into the 6-yard box, cleared away by Scotland for an England throw. Karen Bardsley.
It was a great save from Jenna Fay. Pretty comfortable free kick in terms of the directionality on it from Alex Greenwood, but the save needed making. And Gemma Fay does it.
Going back in time here,
yes,
we are, Karen.
we are. I saw something earlier in the program, and I thought, hang on a minute. Excuse me, Lee Gibson makes a fantastic save, puts into a really safe area. But I'll be honest, I was expecting a bit more from Niamh Charles to kind of keep the ball alive, and the quality just wasn't there. And Scotland managed to kind of regain possession and start an attack.
An hour gone. England lead by 5-0 here at Hampden on 5 Sports Extra. Netherlands 2-0 up against Belgium. England topping the group, winning it this evening. It's the final round of matches in the Women's Nations League on goals scored alone. Tense, tight, not just for the Lionesses, but for Team GB as well. It feels strange to talk about it being tight with a 5-0 scoreline, but that's what it is in terms of the context of the group. Commentary of Luton against Arsenal over on BBC Radio 5 Live. You can watch this match on BBC One, and we're delighted to have your company here for this huge match for the Lionesses, for Team GB, here on 5 Sports Extra, as the ball is headed away for Scotland by Sophie Howard, out of play for an England throw. Now, interestingly, I'm sure the Netherlands would have been told at half-time that England are winning by 4-0. You wonder as well if they are coming out and throwing caution to the wind like they have to do, as Lucy Bronze comes down this right-hand side, plays the ball into the area, little ricochet, it will run through to Mead, down to the byline. Here is Beth Mead for England, still inside the penalty area, well held up by Fiona Brown of Scotland, so Mead will pull it to the edge of the box, and Georgia Stanway back to Esme Morgan. Scotland are preparing to make a change, but England once more in the ascendancy still. Martha Thomas on loan, not on loan, signed for Tottenham in the summer, and in very good form for them this season, is about to come on as Scotland win that ball and sprint over the halfway line on the counter. It's Jamie Lee Napier, plays it out to the right hand side, and Lisa Evans, but Emsley had checked her run just as Evans played that ball, and Greenwood will send it all the way back to Mary Earps inside her own penalty area, plays it forward to Kira Walsh on the edge of the box. England leading by 5-0. The Netherlands 2-0 up at home to Belgium. England winning the Nations League group as things stand, as they have to do to keep the Olympic dream alive for Team GB, on goals scored. It is the finest of fine margins. It could all change with a goal in either game, as the ball is played forward, won't run for Stanway, won't run for Mead, and Gibson can shepherd it behind for a Scotland goal kick. Luton 1, Arsenal 2 is a half-time score in the Premier League. And here comes that Scotland substitution. Martha Thomas of Tottenham coming on for Claire Emsley, and a double change being prepared for England as well. And doesn't this take you back to the Euros, Karen? Ella Toone and Alessia Russo are preparing to come on. Toone is coming on for Fran Kirby. And let's see who Alessia Russo replaces. But there you go, clear message, as you would expect from Sarina Wiegman. They are still going for goals, goals, goals. They know how finely this is poised, as Beth Mead, on her first England start for over a year, is replaced by Alessia Russo.
I love the ambition here from Sarina Wiegman. I mean, I'll be honest, I think Alessia Russo really suits this role, as coming in and kind of making that huge impact. We obviously saw it on Friday night as Alessia Russo goes into that 9 role. And we saw the impact that she had when, obviously, England won the Euros. And I don't know what it is. She just really embraces it. She seems to know exactly what she needs to do when she comes on, and there's no doubt about it in her mind. I think she's really going to do well in terms of linking up the midfield a bit more, but she's so good in those central areas around framing the goal. The runs off the shoulders of the centre backs. Their head's on a swivel. They don't know where she is. So it's great to see that. But, a good shift from Beth Mead. I think she should be really proud of the performance she put in tonight.
Midway through the second half, England lead by 5-0, ahead of the Netherlands on goals scored. This attacking approach, while you would expect it, and tactically I think many would think it's right, is not without risk, because if Scotland score on the counter, Netherlands are suddenly top of the group, and that's what Scotland are trying to do. Martha Thomas up against Esme Morgan. Thomas just off the bench. Sliding in goes Charles, cleared away by Greenwood. And England do get the ball out of their own penalty area, but now Sophie Howard coming forward. So Martha Thomas once more down to the byline, swings the ball in, cleared away by Kira Walsh very calmly indeed. Manages to find Lauren James, who tries a bit of a trick to hold on to it. High boot there. Is that going to be a free kick to Scotland? Yes, it is. Dangerous play. And it will be a free kick to Scotland on this wide right-hand side. And this is it, Karen, isn't it? Look, they have to keep going for it, England, because it's not in their own hands. If the Netherlands score again, the Netherlands move back top of the group. But, as we say, if Scotland hit them on the counter or from this set piece, Netherlands get advantage again.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it is a bit careless from Lauren James in terms of that dangerous foot towards the face of that Scotland attacker. But, yeah, I think, Vicky, you've hit the nail on the head. This game isn't necessarily in England's control, and they just have to do what they can and be clinical in front of goal.
So, free kick to Scotland from the wide right position. It's indirect because it's dangerous play, so they have to swing it in as they do with Erin Cuthbert. It's towards Sophie Howard, back across from Rachel Causey off the line. Martha Thomas with the effort, blocked, and England just about hacked clear through Georgia Stanway. Ball still inside the penalty area, back in by Howard. Earps lets it bounce right in front of her and gathers. Well, if there's anyone that would want to score, it would be Rachel Causey. Remember what she said before this game. Absolutely outrageous. Any questions over Scotland's integrity? Of course, with the home nations part of the Team GB side that would go to the Olympics. But she said it was so disrespectful to question Scotland's pride and passion for playing for their own country, for wanting to do the best they can against the old enemy England. And she almost got a goal back there that could have ended Team GB's hopes.
I mean, I don't really know how to follow that up, because you're absolutely right. Rachel Causey would have wanted that more than, well, just as much as anyone else, but Martha Thomas has made a massive impact coming off straight away from the Scotland side. She's bringing a lot of energy, and Kirsty Hansen's got to move more centrally, but these two work really, really well together. But in terms of what we've seen just a few seconds ago, there's a lot of miscommunication between Esme Morgan and Lucy Bronze, and there's a bit of a mix-up, and if England are not careful in their defensive organisation, they could cost themselves a goal and put themselves in an even deeper hole, and England certainly don't need that tonight.
England win the throw over on the far side. They are still winning the group on goals scored over the Netherlands, as Russo inside the area drives wildly over from just inside the box. Well, she wanted a wild approach from her side from minute one, but not sort of that wild finishing from Alessia Russo.
She's just getting her eyes in Vicky, right?
We shall see.
No, I mean, you can see the intent straight away. Alessia Russo gets on the ball and links up the play really, really nicely down that far side, receives the ball back, and, has a shot on goal. And I think she's just trying to remember how big the frame of the goal is.
So, finally poised. Not in this match, England lead 5-0, but in terms of the group, England only ahead of the Netherlands on goals scored. The Netherlands, who lead Belgium by 2-0. That match also a 7:45 kickoff. So around 20 minutes to play in both games, and the Dutch, I'm sure, will be throwing everything they have at Belgium. They'll be using that sense of annoyance, as Andries Jonker politely put it, their manager, at this situation that has happened with two of the home nations coming up against each other with Olympic qualification on the line. But as England's win the decision just inside the Scotland half, you have to say nobody can question one iota of how Scotland have approached this game. Yes, England are leading by 5-0, but England have the capability of doing this. They've done it to Scotland in the past. Yes, the game was close at Sunderland's back in September, but this is a completely different scenario. This is the defending European champions, the World Cup runners-up from the summer, knowing that Olympic qualification is on the line, a squad that largely would be made up of lionesses as the ball goes out of play for a Scotland goal kick. This is England knowing that they need to be at their best. They have to score a hatful of goals, and Scotland quite simply aren't at the level yet to live with that.
Yeah, I mean, the quality that we're seeing out here tonight on the pitch from England is excellent. And it's exactly what we saw in that second half against Netherlands on Friday night at Wembley. I do question a little bit in terms of the selection of formation that the Scottish manager has gone with. I think there are still a lot of areas and gaps that are emerging, particularly just in front of the back line or just out wide. But ultimately, I think the quality is shown tonight for this Lioness side, and it speaks so much to their character and their determination to be world class and be winners.
As it stands, they're heading through as group winners on goals scored. That's what they need to do to keep the Olympic dream alive for Team GB. If the Netherlands score against Belgium, though, the Netherlands go back top of the group. 20 minutes just under to play in both matches as Esme Morgan under pressure. That's short, back to Mary Earps. Kirsty Hansen could be in here. Earps has just about held her up. Hansen on the turn, can't finish, tight angle, didn't have her bearings. That is a huge let-off for England.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, Mary Earps does really well to kind of close the gaps as quickly as she could, but what a let-off for England. You can see what Esme Morgan was trying to do. It was the right option, but she just needed more weight on the pass. And, whether it's the temperature, whether there's a bit of dew still on the grass, but really close call and opportunity missed for Scotland.
They know what's at stake here, these English players. And the nerves came into play there for Esme Morgan. The error not punished by Scotland. As Lauren Hemp goes down, challenged by Nicola Doherty. And that will be a free kick to England on this wide right position. England lead here by 5-0. The Netherlands still 2-0 up at home to Belgium. And that is a yellow card as well into the bargain for Nicola Doherty, the first of the game. And that's not a bad thing from an England perspective to have one of the Scotland defenders on a booking, because with Hemp out wide and James as well, they can look to try and exploit that wing play.
You're absolutely right, Vicky. I mean, they're getting so much joy on this near side with Lauren Hemp just really threatening that space. I'll be honest, I think Doherty really struggled in the first half as well. And I think it's just a bit of a frustration and a rash challenge from Doherty in terms of she knows she's been beaten by pace, the ball's past her, and the last thing that she can do to try and prevent an opportunity on goal is just to kind of take Lauren Hemp down.
Can England give themselves a bit more breathing space at the top of the table? Greenwood's delivery headed away from goal, and it will be a corner. Scotland got the first contact. England have a corner. Top of the group on goals scored alone, with the Netherlands leading Belgium by 2-0. England 5-0 up here at Hampden on 5 Sports Extra. A reminder, you can watch this match as well over on BBC One. England corner from this near side. They're pushing for more goals. It's swung in deep. It's cleared away. It's driven by James from the edge of the area. It's high over the bar and into the stands at Hampden Park.
I think we just need to keep remembering the words of Ciara Walsh. They're echoing in my mind, certainly at this moment in time, about a measured approach. Like Serena Wiegman obviously mentioned it in her press conference as well, about, yes, letting the girls go wild, but having control in the moments that are most important in front of goal. And I think we've just lost sight of that for this England side at this moment in time.
Ball up to the halfway line. Alex Greenwood will play it back to Esme Morgan. Has the option to go back to Mary Earps, but instead will lift the ball out to this right hand side and Lauren Hemp. What does your gut say, Karen? Are England going to need another goal?
I think they will, yes. As Scotland transitions for you, Vix.
Fiona Brown, ball into the area over the head of Martha Thomas, or for to Lisa Evans, who spins it out to the right hand side, and Jamie Lee Napier back to Erin Cuthbert. Now Sam Kerr has the option on this wide left hand side if Fiona Brown wants more, and Brown has 2 white shirts around her and she plays it off. One of them, Lucy Bronze, out of play for a Scotland throw. Scotland in the all navy kit, England with the white shirts, the navy shorts and the white socks, and Hansen quickly onto that throw, cleared away by Alex Greenwood. Mary Earps was there ready to gather, but Greenwood's cleared away. Hem won't keep it in. It's a throw to Scotland, and again the nerves are starting to creep in. Just a little bit of indecisiveness there in the England defence. They get away with it. Scotland get things moving again. Forward now with Jamie Lee Napier, tussling in the centre with Niamh Charles, plays it back behind Erin Cuthbert and will be picked up by Sophie Howard of Leicester. And now Rachel Corsie, the Scotland captain, under pressure from Alessia Russo, goes all the way back to Lee Gibson. England lead by 5-0. They are topping the Nations League group on goals scored, ahead of the Netherlands, who are still 2-0 up against Belgium. If the Dutch score, they go back top of the group. Remember, England need to win this Nations League group to preserve Team GB's chances of qualifying for the Olympics next summer. It's the final round of matches. It all comes down to this in the group stage. At the moment, they are doing enough just here on 5 Sports Extra. Ball is out to this right-hand side, and Lucy Bronze forward now to Lauren Hemp, taking on Nicola Doherty. Doherty trying to stop Hemp getting down to the byline, can't do so. Hemp's ball in, it's headed by Russo against the defender. Toon can't get the shot away, and Cuthbert will clear, brought down by Niamh Charles. Very well dispossessed by Martha Thomas, just outside the Scotland penalty area, and Thomas will play it forward looking for the run of Jamie Lee Napier, but pulls it back to the halfway line where Greenwood will intercept for England. Now Toon, picked up by Russo. Nice movement this by England midway through the Scotland half as they work it out to the right hand side. Space for Hemp into the penalty area. Hemp might try the curler, dinks it in instead, looking for the header, and it's gathered from Russo by Gibson.
It's a good effort from Alessia Russo and a good ball in from Lauren Hemp, but I think you mentioned it earlier in terms of the build up to that play. It was lovely, a lot of switches of play, a lot of interchange. A little bit of a loose touch from Lauren James here and there, and I think we just need to tighten up a little bit in terms of this England approach, because you're starting to see Scotland grow into the game a little bit more, like Martha Thomas dropping in deep and doing work off both sides of the ball out of possession to really try and give Scotland a foothold to get back into this game.
Here comes Lauren Hemp down the right hand side for England. Walsh is pointing to where she wants it, but Hemp is forced backwards. It's been much better from Scotland in this second half, hasn't it, Karen?
Yeah, it has. Like I said, I was a bit unsure to start with, if that back three was going to solidify the performance of the Scottish tonight, but it seems that they've organised the midfield a little bit better in terms of Erin Cuthbert sitting alongside a double pivot and having a bit more of a free role, but Kirsty Hansen moving a bit more centrally, and the addition of Martha Thomas has certainly helped get pressure on the ball for Scotland, which I think has reduced the transitional moments.
Ball clear forward by Lucy Bronze off Kirsty Hansen. It will be an England throw. If we talk about intensity, are England keeping that up at the moment?
I'll be honest, I think it looks like there's some tired legs out there, Vicky. I don't know about you, but some of the pace, not seeing them move as quickly. I was seeing it before those substitutions were obviously made for Scotland as well, but you mentioned indecisiveness at points.
Scotland intercept the ball just outside their own penalty area, but it's won back by Stanway. Plays it to Russo, and now back to Lucy Bronze. Down the right hand side goes Bronze. England leading by 5-0. As it stands, they're winning the group on goals scored ahead of the Netherlands as Hemp goes down, wins another free kick. She's done that well over the last 5 or 10 minutes or so. So England will have a free kick wide right position, just a yard or so up from the byline.
Yeah, and again, I was mentioning that indecisiveness that you alluded to earlier, and part of me thinks when Alex Greenwood went to clear that ball for Mary Earps, that was her trying to be decisive and going, I'm going to take control of this situation. But we saw a couple mix-ups from in between Lucy Bronze and Esme Morgan, but it would seem as though I think they're just really, really keen to try to get another goal back and kind of just make sure that things are secure where they can. But I don't know, I still feel confident that England have more in their tank in terms of scoring another goal.
12 minutes plus added time to play. At the moment, England doing enough just to win this Nations League group. Can they make it a little bit more secure? Greenwood swings it in. It's headed away by Scotland inside their own 6-yard box. Scotland have a player down, and the referee belatedly has stopped play and given a free kick to Scotland. It's been curled into the net from the edge of the area, but it's not going to count for England because the referee had a big think about it. And as Toon curled that ball into the top corner, play had already stopped for a free kick to Scotland. It remains Scotland 0, England 5. As Scotland prepare to make a change, Abby Harrison is coming on for Kirsty Hansen. But big decision there from the referee, Karen Bardsley.
Yeah, it was. It was a lovely curled in finish from Ella Toon, and I'm really surprised because Sophie Howard was up already and walking towards the goal when that ball kind of flew past her, so I was a bit surprised when the referee blew that whistle, but nonetheless we can do nothing about it now.
Ball headed forward by Lauren James and will be picked up on this right hand side by Alessia Russo up against Rachel Coursey. Coursey did well, defended that, the experienced Scotland captain with all of those caps underneath her belt, and forced Russo into taking the loose touch, and it's behind for a Scotland goal kick. So yes, Abby Harrison of Bristol City on, their record goal scorer, back from injury, making her comeback in the last game against Belgium, and on now to try and upset England and Team GB's hopes. If Scotland score, that could be curtains for Team GB. Georgia Stanway plays it forward, left by Russo, cleared away by Jamie Lee Napier as Hemp was coming in from that left-hand side. Out of play for an England throw, still 2-0, the Netherlands lead Belgium. If the Netherlands score in that game, they move back top of the group. It is on a knife edge for England and Team GB as they play the ball into the area, cleared away by Doherty. Gibson was coming there. That's another one of defender and goalkeeper on Scotland's side this time, getting mixed up. But England pick up possession midway through the Scotland half, in field from Lucy Bronze. And now Kira Walsh, 25 yards out, can't find Stanway. Cuthbert is there, should be able to clear. Did she bring Russo down there? No free kick, but England have possession. Charles over on the far side, tries to play the ball into the area, blocked away by Jamie Lee Napier, and Martha Thomas has come deep, the Scotland striker, to retrieve it for Scotland. Alex Greenwood will pursue her, trying to keep Thomas penned in by the corner flag, and she's done well. Hemp picks it up as England win back possession, pulls it back to Kira Walsh, forward now to Alex Greenwood. Again, the white shirts committing forward. They know this isn't safe. If the Netherlands score, England aren't winning the group as it stands. They want another goal. They want to give themselves that bit of breathing space as Thomas, under pressure, clears out of play for an England throw. Karen Bardsley.
I love the pressure. I love that Alex Greenwood has gone in and really, really clever in terms of when to back off, and that pressure has been sustained, and England are not allowing Scotland to get out and giving themselves really, really good opportunities combined in these wide areas. They look really dangerous, but now we just need to move it into more central positions.
Here is Martha Thomas, goes down under the challenge of Alex Greenwood, and it will be a free kick to Scotland. Now this would be fascinating. She's not time wasting, she's been caught, and as it stands, England are winning the Nations League group. If the Netherlands score, or if Scotland score, would we see Scotland time wasting at 5-1 down? I mean, it is this bizarre scenario that we keep coming back to, where it's England, who are the nominated nation for the Olympics, to qualify on behalf of Team GB. From a Scotland perspective, you could say, well, actually 5-1, isn't as good as 5-2, so we keep pressing to get another goal back. But God, it will be interesting. It is so finely poised. As it stands, England doing enough just as Jamie Lee Napier comes down the right for Scotland. Ball into the area is poor, goes straight out of play for an England goal kick.
Yeah, I'm still trying to rack my brain around what you've just said there, Vicky, in terms of what could potentially happen, and would Scotland do that? I can't imagine that they would. I think they're always going to want to get, back into this game and try wherever they can. But yeah, I was just thinking there when Napier was getting down that far side, that it looks like Charles is struggling just a little bit.
Here comes Scotland. Evans with the ball into the area. Almost a delicious back heel inside the 6-yard box from the substitute, Abby Harrison. Goes just past that post of Mary Earps. Well, that would have been an absolutely delightful Scotland goal, and it might have put paid to Team GB's Olympic hopes.
Oh, that was cheeky from Abby Harrison. I love the creativity there. I love the ambition. But fortunately, Alex Greenwood was right behind her, just as Mary Earps was. But yeah, I love that creativity. I love that skill, the desire to kind of make something happen when you come on the pitch.
Scotland enjoying a good little spell here. Down the right hand side they go with Jamie Lee Napier. And England, as much as they want another goal, no, they cannot concede at the other end, because that would be advantage back to the Netherlands. Lisa Evans, down the right hand side she goes, intercepted by England, and Charles will play it back to Greenwood, who plays it out to the left hand side, headed forward by Sophie Howard, and the ball goes out of play. And Niamh Charles will take this throw for England. And at what point, with 7 minutes to play, do you think England will change tactics at all? Or will it be, let's just keep pushing forward and try and get another goal, because if the Netherlands score, then it's out of our hands and we're not winning the group?
Yeah, it's a funny one. I think you can see that Scotland are obviously pushing a lot of numbers forward. You can see that they're shifting between like a 3-4-3 and a 3-5-2. But England want this in their own control, don't they? So I imagine when they do get the opportunity to go and attack, that they will.
Full time in the Premier League, Wolves have beaten Burnley. Big win for them, and it's 2-2 now between Luton and Arsenal. That was an 8:15 kick-off, so early in the second half there. You can listen to that over on 5 Live here on Sports Extra. England lead 5-0 at Hampden in the Women's Nations League. As it stands, they're winning the group on goals scored ahead of the Netherlands as Russo plays the ball forward. Cuthbert will usher that back into the penalty area, and Gibson comes out and collects down by her byline. Still 2-0, the Netherlands lead Belgium. Karen Bardsley, this is so tense.
Yeah, it really, really is. You keep seeing these opportunities go by where, Alessia Russo there was just on the ball and she had an overlapping run, but she just wasn't quite on the same page as Kira Walsh, and that opportunity goes awry again. But Scotland go direct, and then Lucy Bronze got another throw. But in terms of where I am on the edge of my seat, yes, I've kind of got one eye on this Netherlands-Belgium game, and I'm just nervous that they're going to pull back a late goal.
And if the Netherlands go 3-0 up against Belgium, unless England score again, it'll be the Netherlands going through as group winners, and that's it for the Olympic hopes of Team GB. Lauren James has it for England, who have it just inside their own half. Now Lucy Bronze. Can England get another goal and give themselves just a little bit of breathing space? Make the Dutch need to score twice late on. Here goes Stanway, driving towards the penalty area. Russo ahead of her. Stanway, could have gone down there. Stanway still going, blocked away by Rachel Coursey. Fiona Brown took a risk going to ground there. Stanway continued, got the shot away. It's out for an England throw.
She really did. Boy, that was risky from Fiona Brown. I can't believe she would make an attempt at a tackle like that inside the area, but Georgia Stanway rode the challenge.
Throw dinked across now by Russo, cleared away by Scotland inside their own 6-yard box, and Lisa Evans will help it on out to the right hand side. It goes out for another England throw. This is where England want the ball as it stands, and we keep saying it, but it could change at any moment. England going through as group winners on goals scored. Coming down the left-hand side now is Kira Walsh for the Lionesses. Little deflection will come through to Lee Gibson, the Scotland goalkeeper. We have 4 minutes plus added time to play. It'll be in the closing stages between the Netherlands and Belgium as well. Ball out to the left-hand side as Scotland play it forward. Fiona Brown will pick it up under pressure from Lucy Bronze. They're still midway inside their own half and they've lost it, Scotland, as Lauren James gets the interception. Just faded out of the game a bit, James, but we know that she can provide a moment of magic from out of absolutely nowhere. Loose pass by Stanway, intercepted by Howard. Abby Harrison is barged off it by Alex Greenwood. I was going to say eased off it, but it doesn't do it justice from Greenwood as Hemp picks it up on the left-hand side. Here now is Ella Toon in field to Kira Walsh, midway through the Scotland half. Out to the right-hand side, a little bit too much on it for Lucy Bronze, but she will keep it in on this right-hand touchline. Nice little bit of skill to get it past Fiona Brown, and then back to Lauren James as James sees that pass to Greenwood, slightly cut off by Abby Harrison, but does go to Greenwood anyway, and Greenwood out to Walsh now, right hand side. England leading by 5-0 here on 5 Sports Extra. Netherlands 2-0 up against Belgium. England winning the group on goals scored as Stanway wins a free kick on this wide right hand side, but it's one of those, if a Netherlands goal goes in, England have slowed the tempo down slightly and suddenly might need to rev it up hugely again to go back top of the group. It's so finely balanced, Karen Bardsley.
It really is. I mean, I think they must know that if there's an opportunity to score, they have to take it because they want the game in as much control as possible.
Scotland were leaving Abby Harrison up from this free kick, but they've sent her back now as Greenwood whips it in. Great delivery, and the header back by Doherty is caught by Gibson. It's one of those. Well, did she mean that, Doherty, or was that a little bit fortunate? It flew straight at her own goalkeeper.
Yeah, absolutely not. I don't think that was intentional at all. But I mean, Lee Gibson will be grateful that went straight into her arms.
2 minutes plus added time to play. England doing enough here, but if the Netherlands score against Belgium, then they are going top of the group, and the Lionesses would have very, very little time to respond. Lucy Bronze picks up this ball for England. Throw midway through their own half. It is such a strange atmosphere inside the stadium. Of course, the Scotland fans frustrated at the heavy defeat that they're slipping to against England. But the Lionesses, how much do they know about what's going on? I'm sure they'll get the message if the Netherlands score. It'll be all-out attack. At the moment, they're winning the group on goals scored. The finest of fine margins as the ball is won by Scotland, and a Scotland goal here could change everything as the ball over the top won't be reached by Abby Harrison, and it's behind for an England goal kick. But again, they committed the navy blue shirts forward, Karen Bardsley.
Yeah, the threat is still definitely there. I think Martha Thomas she's been in such good form in the WSL so far this season, and I think she's keen to try to make an impact here tonight. Another good threat from Abby Harrison in terms of trying to drop the back line for some space for Lisa Evans to drop into as well. But it's just not coming off. The technical quality tonight on the ball hasn't been there for Scotland.
Forward by Fiona Brown. Abby Harrison will chase once more. Cleared away by Lucy Bronze. Safety first. They know they cannot afford to concede, England, with the scores as they are. England leading by 5-0 here on 5 Sports Extra, and Netherlands 2-0 up against Belgium. But Scotland are pushing to get a goal back. Abby Harrison dispossessed just on the edge of the area. Cleared away by Esme Morgan. Alessia Russo coming back to help out. Doherty will get there ahead of her and steer it back to Rachel Coursey on the halfway line. Coursey in field to Sam Kerr, and now England are putting on the press with Ella Toone. But that's well done by Sam Kerr. Play to Fiona Brown as we enter 3 minutes of added time. Picked up by Lisa Evans. Offside appeals against Fiona Brown. Not given. Flag didn't go up on the far side. Brown swings the ball across. Will fall to Jamie Lee Napier. Edge of the area. Cuthbert with the drive. Hit her own player. Might have hit Alex Greenwood actually rather than Martha Thomas. Cleared away anyway out of the penalty area by England. Harrison picks it up. Little 1-2 attempted with Thomas. Desperate defending now for England as Brown swings it in. Thomas with the header. Ebbs with the save off the post. Off the post. England win the free kick as Greenwood goes down inside the area, and the post may just have saved Team GB's Olympic chances.
Oh my word, I can't believe what I've just seen. I think a fantastic block, a header from Alex Greenwood, an opportunity for Scotland. I believe it was Martha Thomas with the opportunity that hit the post. But talk about fine margins. This is a game of millimeters, isn't it? And I do believe that Mary actually got a hand to that save.
Huge moment right at the end as the offside flag does go up against Martha Thomas this time, and the free kick for Greenwood was given after that ball hit the post.
What a save from Mary Earps, fully extended. Really difficult when the ball is headed down and it bounces just in front of you, but she manages to get the most direct route to the ball, makes a great save, tips it onto the post, and oh my word, has she just kept Team GB's hopes alive.
Well, she was in tears after the Netherlands game, which England won in added time, but she made a mistake for the second goal. She has more than redeemed herself there, Karen Bardsley, as you say. If England can see this out. We're into added time. James has gone down. Stanway. Can England get one more goal to make it just about safe? Free kick. Toone's gone down midway through the Scotland half. They're winning on goals scored. It's one of these where you enter 3 minutes of added time and you don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, because as soon as the final whistle goes here, England need it to go in the Netherlands against Belgium, because once it's here, and we're hearing there's been a goal in the Netherlands-Belgium game. Which way has it gone? Netherlands have scored against Belgium. It's 3-0. England need a goal. England need a goal, and we're in the final minute of added time. Oh, heartbreak. Heartbreak for England. They need to get the message. They need to know that they have to score, but Scotland are coming forward. That's got to be offside against Martha Thomas. Yes, it is. Flag is up on the far side, but we're into the final 60 seconds and England needs a goal, because the Netherlands have made it 3-0 against Belgium, and the Netherlands are winning on goal difference, and England have the message. They're coming down this left-hand side. Lauren Hemp. Seconds left to play, to the edge of the area, the ball into the box. Lucy Bronze at the far side. Lucy Bronze with the header that preserves the Olympic dream for Team GB. They did it at the death against the Netherlands, the Lionesses, and they've done it at the death here against Scotland. It's Lucy Bronze. It's England who lead by 6-0. It's England who surely now are winning the Nations League group, and the dream of the Olympics for Team GB could still be alive.
This is insane. Vicky Sparks, I can't believe what I've just seen. Serena got the message on the touchline, and the whistle goes. Oh my word.
That's it. That's it. 6-0. England have given themselves the best chance, but now we wait for the final whistle between the Netherlands and Belgium. All they can do is wait. The England players gather together in the centre of the pitch. They're asking each other, but they did what they had to do, Karen Bardsley. They got that goal in the final seconds. They have done absolutely everything they can. Karen Bardsley.
Oh my goodness, it was bizarre. I mean, like I said, Serena Wiegman got the message on as quickly as she could. There was something that was pre-planned with Lucy Bronze bombing up the opposite side, this near side here. The ball was delivered in by Ella Toone, and what a finish, a first-time header down. Lee Gibson knew nothing about it. It was just a sudden onslaught, and wow, What? I cannot believe what I've just seen. This is so tense. We're just waiting for that final result from the Netherlands-Belgium game.
The players are all in the centre circle. It was Lucy Bronze, of course, who scored England's first Nations League goal against Scotland back in Sunderland. Karen Bardsley, we have had every twist, every turn, but they did what they needed to do, the Lionesses, and now all they can do is wait. And the Netherlands will know. The Netherlands still playing against Belgium. They will be being roared on by their home crowd, because as it stands, England are winning on goals scored, but there's nothing else they can do. If the Netherlands score now, they can't respond. The Netherlands will be going through as group winners, and we wait, and it is agonising.
I can't believe it myself, Vicky, honestly. I mean, just watching that unfold tactically in front of my eyes and actually seeing it come to fruition, I cannot believe what I've actually just seen, and I've never felt anything like this being a part of England. Or
can I just say, it looks as though Serena's about to start the debrief. I mean, you can't debrief now. Get everybody out there, get them round a phone, get your Wi-Fi on. There's a big cheer to our left from the England fans, but they're applauding as England's players come down to that left-hand side. Around 2,000 of them have made the journey up to Glasgow, and they are waiting. They're all gathering together. Who's got the phone? That's what I want to know. Who's got the phone?
Someone must have one, surely. Oh,
Netherlands have scored.
You're kidding.
The Netherlands have scored against Belgium. And if Belgium cannot find a response, that is it. All the late drama will turn to heartbreak. All the late heroism from these Lionesses. It will be over. Team GB's Olympic dream will be over. The Netherlands lead by 4-0, and now England need Belgium to score. Karen Bardsley.
I think England have just heard the news. And you can see that Lucy Bronze was sitting down. I really hope that that's not the case. I mean, that would just be the most cruel way not to qualify. But regardless, I think England would be really, really proud of the performance that they put on here tonight. They did what they had to do. Obviously off the back of a wild game Friday night against the Dutch at Wembley. That second half performance was unbelievable to come from a 2-goal deficit. But this is agonizing, absolutely agonizing. It looks like Serena Wiegman is relaying the message at this moment in time, and the girls look devastated. We've not
full time. The Netherlands have beaten Belgium by 4-0, and the Olympic dream is over for Team GB. It is heartbreak for the Lionesses. They thought they had done enough with that late goal, but the Netherlands have responded themselves against Belgium, and it is the Netherlands by a single goal on goal difference who win this Women's Nations League group and will go into the semi-finals to fight for a place at the Olympics. And they know now, England's players, they have moved away from that huddle. They fought so hard, they did everything they could, but it was not to be, and Team GB's Olympic dream is over. They will not be in Paris next year. Karen Bardsley.
Yeah, I mean, that's devastating. I've never been a part of anything like that, and you can see the devastation on the players' faces, particularly Mary Earp. She's had her head in her hands on a few occasions, and Ella Toon and Lucy Bronze and the girls just can't believe it. I mean, I've never seen a situation like this where you can win a game with 6 goals and still feel this way at the end of it. So my heart goes out to these girls, and they must be immensely proud of the performances that they put in over the last couple of days. But sadly, it just seems like it was just a little too late.
Well, there will be time to dissect this Women's Nations League campaign, but it is a huge disappointment for England and for Team GB, because the women's football Olympic tournament is huge. Serena Wiegman is a manager that delayed taking over with the Lionesses for almost a year so she could lead the Netherlands there, and now it is her former side, the Netherlands, who have pipped England at the post. They have won the group by a single goal on goal difference, and England and Team GB will not be heading to Paris next summer. Thank you so much for joining us here on 5 Sports Extra. We're sorry if you're listening to us as Lionesses fans that we couldn't bring you the ending we thought we had when Lucy Bronze headed in the dying seconds. But credit to the Dutch. They did what they needed to do. They go through to the finals of the Women's Nations League. England's finished second, and we will mention that does mean that they'll stay in League A for the European qualifiers. That was important, but right now what will hurt so much is Team GB's Olympic chances are over. Thank you so much for joining us on 5 Sports Extra. Commentary of Luton against Arsenal continues on BBC Radio 5 Live. Reaction to this game is over now on BBC One, and wherever you've been listening to us, we hope you have a very good rest of your evening.